All right, Donovan, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that the Knicks are going to win the finals?
Probably about a 9. Like I called my uncle today who lives in New York, and I checked in with him, and I was like, we're going to the parade, right? Like if it happens, right? Like that's going to be okay. Like I'm staying with you. And he was like, yeah, like come on. So I already have my parade arrangements. We're going to the finals. We're going to get there. Let everybody be healthy. Cause apparently I don't know who's playing tonight, right? Cause everybody got traded. Everybody's hurt right now.
Deuce McBride show.
You get us in June. Listen, Nikola Jokic, watch out. Watch your back.
All right, inversely, Mo, how sad are the Hawks making you?
Depression. Pain. I need something to numb the pain. Earlier, Isaac, you dropped your show, came out today to tap in, y'all. I said, give me the link. I needed that. Today, I had to take a walk outside. I watched the grass grow.
Damn, the craziest part is I didn't give you that link either. You just had to suffer in silence.
You let me watch it just like everybody else.
You peon. Yeah, man. As y'all see by the title, today we're reacting to the NBA trade deadline. The day of it happening is currently 3:55 Pacific time, so we're just a few hours removed. We're gonna give you our live reactions. We're gonna grade every single trade that happened. We're gonna grade it and then talk at length about every team that didn't make a trade when we all thought they would. It's gonna be great. We're gonna fire some teams up.
Some teams deserve to be fired, but one team that deserves to be praised without end, honestly, is the New York Knicks. Like we can just start there. Yeah. We can just start there.
If you're watching on YouTube, drop a like and subscribe. If you're on audio platforms, leave us 5 stars, drop a review. I forgot another announcement. We just announced a couple days ago or yesterday that we're doing a live in-person show at NBA All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis. I'll put the link in the pinned comment right now. You guys can look at it on Twitter, community post to see the full flyer. But yeah, man, we're going to be in person at a venue that sadly is 21 and over. So if you're in Indiana and you're above the age of 21, if you're in a surrounding city, you can come see us. We'll be there doing a live podcast for y'all.
Come tap in. We are shaking hands, kissing babies, and also eating crayons with y'all, bro. Doing the whole 9.
I don't think anybody wants you kissing their baby after you eat some crayons.
What, man?
That's why it's reversed. You kiss the baby and then you eat the crayon.
Okay. You see if you go back up, you see from the flyer, it's on Friday, February 16th. If you scroll up, time is still TBD. It's at Radio 119, or what is that? 1119 Prospect Street, Indianapolis. It'll be great. Any other announcements? Oh yeah, the new merch is still out. Brand new. Go check out episode 2 of the Isaac Gutierrez show. It'll be great. Oh, you just realized this. Let's talk about this graphic. Our entire fan base realized that I'm 5'6" and Mo is 6'2" because they saw this graphic that the Bleacher Report people made for us, where it's taken with a wide angle lens with me standing next to Mo, so I look like a fucking munchkin. That's hilarious.
You was getting fried up last night after this got posted.
It didn't bother me because it was great promo for the live show.
Facts. Exactly. That's a great way to think about it, Isaac.
Yep. And it was funny because I'm much shorter than you, but this photo made it look so hilariously exaggerated because it's from a high angle with a wide angle lens. So it makes me look so much smaller. It's just hilarious.
I don't know what was being cooked during that, bro, but it is what it is.
My mom texted me when she saw it on the T3 Instagram. She's like, why do you look so fucking small in this picture? What happened? She's like, what did the photographer do to make you look like that?
Oh, bro.
It was great. She's like, I've seen you next to Mo. This isn't how it looks. I don't know. Yeah, man. Man. Check out the live show. Check out the Isaac Gutierrez show. Check out the merch. Let's get into the episode.
The cranium is crazy. Oh my god.
I mean, I really don't know what to say.
Crayon eaters rejoice.
All right, Donovan, let's start grading every trade. Let's begin with your Knicks. Let's let you get your parade over with. Let's start with wait, did they make 2 trades today? Why am I feeling like they
Stop dancing. Stop dancing. Just yap
no,
already.
I won't. I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna dance and I'm gonna yap, right? Because we only made one move, but there were 2 pieces coming in.
That's what I'm thinking of, okay.
Yeah. And so we traded Alec Burks, Evan Fournier, Quentin Grimes, and Malachi Flynn, 2 second-round picks for Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks, right? A little bit of a reunion situation there. But that is really everything that we needed. Obviously, after the OG trade, the one thing that everybody's been talking about, which has been real, is the depth for the Knicks, and not just the depth, but the scoring depth, the ability to have people who can come in, make shots, create offense. Bojan 100% can do that. Alec Burks can do that in a bench role. And both of these guys shoot 40% from three. You add that around Jalen Brunson, who's running halfback dive, putting his head down, get into the basket every time. Julius Randle, who's doing the same thing. Now you have drive and kick opportunities. You have spacing. Guys, this team is complete, right? If everybody's healthy, which is, again, I keep saying it over and over because I can't stress it enough. But after Mitchell Robinson comes back, Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, it's a lot of ifs. It's a lot of hurt people. I'm not gonna lie, but.
OG Anunoby recently just went through surgery too. Did you
exactly.
see
that? Yeah.
Well, yeah, for 2 weeks though, so that should be fine.
And I'm happy that it's happening in February rather than in April or in March or anything like that. This team is as complete as there is in the Eastern Conference from top down in terms of having a star, having a bench, having an identity, having a defense. I love this team right now. And it's very, very viable that not only are they going to end up as like the 2 seed, but that they are legitimately the second best team in the Eastern Conference. Yeah,
that's very, very, very fair.
Yeah.
Like you said, the depth is crazy. They're by far the deepest team in the East now. Well, never mind say by far. Actually, yeah, I'll say that.
Yeah. No,
the Celtics have obviously 6 incredible players, which like in its own right makes them have crazy depth. But like the Knicks can go 10 deep. Their 10th man is probably Deuce McBride, who pretty good 10th man. Their 9th man is like Isaiah Hartenstein when they're fully healthy, when Mitchell Robinson's back. Like, they're crazy deep. I think we got to give this an A for the Knicks. You agree, Mo?
I would give him an A+, man. Leon Rose has been cooking, and all those folks in the front office. We have entered a new era to where like folks used to make fun of them boys when they selected Frank Ntilikina back in the what draft class was that? 2015 or so? And
17?
You said 17. It like it's his real name.
That is his real name. I don't know what you mean. It's so funny. But
the casual
at this point in time,
Frankie Smokes.
At this point in time, this is a new team. They have been led by one of the best front offices so far this year in the entire NBA. And they've put themselves in a new era of just like contenders,
And didn't have to give up a first round pick either.
Correct.
You
said that
wizardry.
Guys,
you said the Knicks are the best front office this year. They're the best front office of the last like 3 years, bro. They've been moving very smart since Leon Rose and the new regime came in. They got Jalen Brunson because they saw a player who was currently being underutilized on a team which he was waiting for someone to empower him to step into the star level role. They did that. Julius Randle, similar story, but that was a previous regime. They just did the same thing with OG Anunoby, put him in a team where he can focus on his strengths and be a better version of himself. Same thing with Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, Isaiah Hartenstein. You go down the line, they don't have a single super high pick here on this roster anymore after RJ Barrett's gone. And it doesn't even matter because they made so many smart moves around the edges and it's just shown like how to rebuild a team in the exact way you need, even when you have all your best draft picks missing. It's incredible. And this move was just another version of that.
Bro, they went the Miami Heat route where they're like, we're going to build this team and have a defensive identity, but also at the same time, we're going to inject the power of friendship, right? We're just going to get a whole bunch of guys from Villanova as the core of our team. And we've seen what the power of friendship can do. And you add that to people who can actually play basketball. And once again, you get a team that is primed to make a finals run. Like everything, even moving forward, like they're under the luxury tax moving forward. They still have a lot of picks that they can move. They are flexible this offseason to go make moves on top of everything that they've done. It's an easy A+, and they are the clear winners of the day of the trade deadline, which ended up being like it was a mid deadline. Like there wasn't a massive move, but the Knicks, they stole the show, and now it's just a waiting game. Can we wait and can we see if everybody can get healthy and can we maintain our standings right as the 3 seed, as the 2 seed, while Brunson and Randle and everybody else is out.
Yeah. It's interesting because we all thought they'd get Malcolm Brogdon, or maybe not thought, but we all hoped they'd get Malcolm Brogdon, somebody who we thought was available. Didn't end up getting moved, And we thought that because the backup point guard was a glaring issue after Emmanuel quickly was traded. And that was a glaring issue because they just had a severe lack of shot creation off the bench. That's still not entirely fixed. You still have those issues. But, Jalen Brunson's playing 40 fucking minutes a night in the playoffs, so that won't be that big of an issue. And Bojan's hilarious because he's a great shooter. If you saw any Pistons games since he came back, motherfucker does not pass. Maybe it's because he was on the Pistons and he was like, I'm going to get mine. He was not passing. Yeah. Granted, he was passing to Killian Hayes, who got cut. So.
Who was he supposed to pass to? Isaiah Stewart? Goddamn.
Yeah. But he was hilarious, which the levels at which he would not pass. And Alec Burks is another guy who's like, he's not creating shots for other people. That's not his game. But it's two more bucket getters who can play off of your main creators. And I mentioned last week when I was talking about the Knicks and like how I think they're really good, but I have some worries come a playoff setting. And it was about what happens when you double Jalen Brunson and just like go all out on him, forcing your perimeter talent to beat you with corner threes and attacking the paint. I was like, listen, Josh Hart and OG, they can, but it's not the best talent there. It's just reinforcement for that. So those bench units are going to have just even better shooters there to help make people suffer when they double the league creators.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this dude is hilarious. This dude is so funny.
It's crazy. It's crazy he got fucking cut. Like nobody else wanted to trade for him and give him a second chance.
I mean, why? You said over and over.
It's surprising.
That he's literally the worst scorer in NBA history. Like,
he's a 45% true shooting for his career. That's insane.
I know he heavily regrets requesting to be traded, bro. Him and his camp, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. I don't know who they thought they were, bro. But nah, like this is 100% warranted. But back to the Knicks, so I don't get too carried away. Is like this is what happens when your front office and your head coach isn't just like lockstep and they understand the identity and they're doing everything humanly possible to maximize this window of the phase of evolution that this team is on. Now, I don't think anybody would say like, yeah, like they're probably going to win a championship this year. We're on par. Like this is not what you do, but taking stepping stones and they're taking steps towards that direction right now by filling in, like you said, all the edges and filling in every gap imaginable, and this is just a huge W for all Knicks fans, which I hate to see.
Yeah. Let's, you said not to get too sidetracked on the Knicks. That's enough Knicks talks. You talked about them at plenty last week. They're great. Let's talk about this trade from the side of the Pistons because we've been saying that they need to trade Alec Burks and Bojan. Their fans were like, please, Troy Weaver, do something. He is currently under Masai Ujiri watch as being incredibly washed when it comes to these trades and doing all the wrong things. But he finally traded them. Everybody wanted him to get like first round picks for those guys if he could. He didn't. He got 2 second round picks and Quentin Grimes, who's interesting. What are y'all grading it for the Pistons?
I want to give this like a C for the Pistons, to be honest with you. And that C could move into a B depending on what Quentin Grimes looks like. But you could have done this move like a year ago, similar to Masai Ujiri, and you literally would have gone a first round pick because Bojan was like that last year. But I want to give this a C for now because Quentin Grimes is a real piece. And reunited with Marcus Sasser. That's nice to see because they played in college.
I'll go B minus. I like Quentin Grimes. He has had a very what's the word to use it? Inconsistent role with the Knicks, just for the nature of their depth and however Tom Thibodeau feels about him at any given moment. There's a role here for him on the Pistons if he can be a good 3-and-D player, which is God knows they fucking need that for their young pieces. I see the vision there.
You'd think, but Monty Williams has shown us that he doesn't really care about what your potential is. He's gonna put you on the bench if he just feels like it. He's very like Tom Thibodeau in that way, where he has his own agendas, he has his own narratives in his head, and so there could be a scenario where Quentin Grimes comes in here and doesn't really pan out just because he doesn't get the opportunity either. But I'm with Mo. I would give this a C just because if you are the seller in a deal at the deadline, I am very, very inclined to just be like, if you don't get a first round pick out of Bojan and out of Alec Burks, you failed in the deal. Like I like Quentin Grimes, and I like it a lot, but you are not in a win now situation. You need as much flexibility, as many draft picks, as many future assets that you can get. And if you don't get that, I think that you failed. So I can't give you a like upper tier type of grade. And I think that they could have done a little bit better. But I mean, obviously from the Knicks side, it's a steal. But they should have. There's no reason why they shouldn't have given up a 2024 first.
Yeah, I mean, Bojan's old now. He hasn't been quite as good as he was. Like Mo said, last year they probably could have got a first for him. Those days are just done. I didn't think it was crazy for them to keep him because like they have to be competent at some point, and having shooting helped. Now they realized this isn't the year for them to be competent, so they said screw it. But like in a vacuum, 2 second-round picks for Bojan, not the end of the world. If it was a crappy first, it would be great, but 2 second-round picks isn't that big of a difference. And Quentin Grimes for Alec Burks is a great comparison.
That is true. Quentin Grimes is a great young player to have. Any team would literally love to have someone of his skill set who has potential to just be usable because of the defense and also the 3-point shot making on occasion as well. But it's just like principle, bro. You said that Troy Weaver is on like Masai Ujiri timing. No, fuck that. He's been on watch for a minute now and he's just making these bullshit trades just to like not be fired at this point. That's what it feels like because there's no real progress being made and all the moves that should have been made absolutely mean nothing. And also they should have been made like earlier. So he's done nothing but like just drag this team and their fans through the mud. That's why I want to give this a C. But the only reason it could turn into a B is if like Quentin Grimes turns into like a starting caliber player for them, which could be possible for sure. Yeah.
Troy Weaver's a terrible GM and Monty Williams is quickly proven to be a terrible coach. At least the least enjoyable coach I could imagine in recent years. Dude was playing Killian Hayes starter minutes and having Jaden Ivey be the 10th man off the bench. Meanwhile, Jaden Ivey has been playing damn near better than Cade Cunningham lately, showing that like, hey, we need to calm down on thinking Jaden Ivey is anything less than in line for being one of the most important players on this team. He's showing that like you cannot write him off as just a sidekick, and Killian Hayes just got cut. So the combination of Monty Williams being awful and Troy Weaver being awful is miserable.
They're cooked from all regards, bro. I saw some stat earlier on Reddit. It was like, whenever Cade Cunningham doesn't play, they have so many issues, Detroit, and it's like quite alarming to what I'm about to say. Detroit has a record of like 4-6 whenever Cade Cunningham doesn't play, and that's just like, holy fuck. I don't care.
No, it's not. That isn't whatever.
That's like, that's a pretty sizable sample size.
Nothing about that is holy fuck. It's Cade Cunningham. Nothing about that is holy fuck.
You have to scratch your head when you hear something like that.
No, it don't.
Or at least
I mean, for like 2 seconds, and then you're like, yeah, we should probably have one of the most talented guys on our team on the floor. But this is why. And the Pistons, right? You talk about Troy Weaver being a bad GM, Monty Williams just doing some idiotic stuff. That's why the first round pick, even if it isn't a 2024, is so necessary because Troy Weaver, you might not be here. Right? Monty Williams, you might not be here. And you're gonna need assets to once again go through this rebuild and do all of this stuff. And even if you wanted to go take a swing at somebody, right? There was conversations about the Pistons going out and getting Zach LaVine, having those draft picks to be able to give a team like the Chicago Bulls, and who knows if they even value draft picks. But having that flexibility, having that type of draft capital is absolutely necessary. But Detroit, like, I don't know, man. They're just in the gutter. And obviously Quentin Grimes isn't going to save their season or anything like that. But I just hope that I wish that they could have gotten a little bit more for their sake. But it's going to be okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bojan, though. I know that boy's life is moving different now. He's moving to New York. He's out of Detroit. He's in a winning culture now. That's why I feel bad for
Quentin. I feel bad for Quentin. He's going to Carbone every Friday night. Now he has to go to, Little Caesars and stuff. It's awful.
Little Caesars.
At least he's getting playing time, though.
It's terrible. It's crazy. Yeah, let's move on. That's too much Pistons talk. We got a lot of trades to go through. We're 20 minutes in. Let's talk about the second biggest winner of this trade deadline, the Dallas Mavericks. First trade they made.
Oh, that's your second winner?
I think so.
Okay.
Now I don't know. Maybe I'm forgetting somebody. The second most notable team because they made 2 trades and got some promising, some important, some big names went there, or big-ish names. We're talking about Daniel Gafford, but the second most interesting team. I'll say that. The Mavericks. The first trade they made was they sent Daniel Gafford. They got Daniel Gafford for Rashawn Holmes and second-round picks. Pretty interesting. They have Derek Lively as their starting center. After that, there's a lot of Dwight Powell, Maxi Kleber minutes they're both cooked, to be honest. And they've desperately needed another big man to put in that rotation. Derek Lively's been in and out of the lineup sometimes. He's a rookie. You don't put too much of a load on him in the playoffs as like the only big up body you have. Yeah. So Gafford's interesting.
I am.
Yes.
This is a massive W. I've been harping on this for the Dallas Mavericks since the offseason. I wasn't high on them at all remotely. I think I was the only one on this pod who said they wouldn't make the playoffs or whatever, which of course is like now idiotic because Luka's Luka.
I was low.
Y'all had them 11. I had them 10.
Yeah, we were all low on them. But this right there helps change my perception of them and how far they could go in the playoffs and just finish out the regular season, because now you just have that depth. You have bodies. You don't have to rely on Derek Lively, who's been absolutely fantastic, but Daniel Gafford is a monster as well. Great rebounder. He just takes up a lot of space, shot block. He's a magnificent piece, bro. I love him as a player. And next to Luka, we're going to get some amazing lobs soon, bro.
Yeah. Dude, he's going from catching lobs from Jordan Poole to Luka Doncic. Daniel Gafford's going to be eating. He's going to be living life. It's going to be great. He's such a talented. I love watching him offensively. I don't have a good feel for how he is as a rim protector. It's hard to when you're watching the Wizards play basketball. Yeah. But, he's not going to have a massively important role. He can come in and give him offensive boost. I think this is a good A- move for the Dallas Mavericks.
I think so as well. Let's talk about the second move as well, because I see both of these moves and the reason
together,
why, I view them very much in tandem, because the second thing that they did, they traded away Grant Williams, who was the offseason signing, and they brought in PJ Washington, who dropped 43 a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Restarting.
That trade was
what's up?
I tell them the trade was Grant Williams, Seth Curry, and a first round pick for PJ Washington alone.
Yes.
How do you feel?
I like that one and the Gafford move a lot, and the fact that they were able to rebuild the front court is immense. Like it means so much, because when you have Luka and Kyrie in your backcourt, that's on lock, right? You have two guys that are all NBA caliber guys, and with the production that Grant Williams was giving you, which was negative production, and then as you guys were talking about, the backup bigs were bad. Now you actually have depth for Luka and the Mavs, which is something that they have not had in a while. And you have guys in the front court like PJ Washington who can score and can shoot like legitimately. This moves me for the Mavericks, and I think
same.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, let me read you guys Grant Williams' points, the amount of points that he scored over the last 5 games. All right.
Okay.
You ready? 3 points.
Nice.
2 points.
Nice.
2 points.
Nice.
14 points. Nice against
Excellent.
Philly without Embiid, whatever. Cool. Okay. 5 points. Last game you played.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. He's out, he should be out of here. He should be out of here. And there's already a level of elevating that Luka can do when you just have like mid talent around him. And it sucks when you have somebody who's actively working against your franchise, which is what Grant Williams was doing. And now that now that you replace that with somebody who's going to be a legitimate net positive, they have a chance like to win a playoff series, like for real. I wasn't necessarily taking them as a serious threat to win in the first round. I do now. And I would have. I do. I think having this stuff, having PJ and Gafford, that's massive, because this is something
the Clippers as the 8 seed. Get fucking buzzed on.
And that's the thing. I don't think that they're going to be the 8 seed anymore because they made these moves. It's when you have Luka, this is something that they could have done, which is, hey, we just signed this guy in the offseason. We gave him a lot of money. Let's wait and quote unquote be patient and see how all this plays out. When you know good and well that Grant Williams isn't going to turn around and do exactly what you need him to do. They were impatient. They didn't sit on their hands, and they tried to maximize once again the window that they have with Luka. I think that the Mavs are doing a great job right now, and I'm very, very happy with the trade that they made today.
I agree.
Same. After the first game of the season on opening night, we recorded an instant reactions episode where we gave purposeful overreactions for every single NBA team. On that night, I said the Mavs won the game against the Timberwolves night 1, and I came up here and I said it was a win that you shouldn't feel good about if you're a Mavs fan. And they proceeded to win like 6 straight. So at first I was like, shit, maybe they're going to be good. But it corrected to the 8 seed now. The reason I said that, was because at the 4 position, they're seriously lacking any type of athleticism, just oomph to their team. I said they need their own version of an Aaron Gordon to give them some kind of athleticism. They have the least amount of rim volume in the league. They're up there with the Warriors. They just do not get to the rim at all from top to bottom of the roster, and they don't defend the rim super well either. A very hard formula to win with at a high level. You got to be able to dominate the rim on both sides of the ball, and they're awful at it. And that's strictly because at 3 and 4, they're starting Derrick Jones Jr. and Grant Williams, who give you nothing there. They needed an Aaron Gordon type. And if I had to draw Aaron Gordon from memory with my eyes closed on the whiteboard, I would draw PJ Washington. Just like the great value version. That's the exact player they needed.
Wow. That's a crazy comparison. I didn't really think about that at all. But
Yeah, I've never thought about them in the same sentence.
yeah, I've never compared them in my head. But interesting.
Obviously, he's not the defender. He's worse than Aaron Gordon. I'm not saying like that, he's not Aaron Gordon. Let me not say that. But, a 4-man who is a little bit mobile, has some athleticism, can move around a little bit.
You know who that sounds like?
Attacking the rim. Dude.
Paul Millsap. P. Millie, your name lives on to this day. I love it, man.
Wow. That's wildly disrespectful to Paul Millsap. But listen,
Paul Millsap was an all-star, bro. Like
facts. Yeah, like this version of PJ Washington is not the greatest player in the world. Like there's a reason the Hornets weren't like dying to keep him around. But in terms of fit and need from an athletic 4 that can do some stuff with the ball in his hands, give you some scoring presence, some athleticism at the rim, I can't think of a more perfect person that's actually available to fit into this lineup.
the Hornets were trying to keep him around because they're an unserious franchise. True. They it seems like no matter who the owner is, they're gonna do something where you're like, you probably shouldn't have done that, right? You probably could have worked something out a little bit better. And this is once again something that they were doing. But they're clearly sellers. Rozier's gone. PJ Washington is gone. Gordon Hayward is gone as well. Good for them, I guess. But it sucks for LaMelo because once again he has absolutely nothing. Him and Brandon Miller. But you cleaned house and you are starting from the bottom again. So that sucks for them.
The only good thing that I could say about this for the Charlotte Hornets is great job. You got the NBA PA vice president in your locker room. I hope he has gives great speeches and helps correct a lot of nasty things that appear to be happening over there. But that organization is going to do. He is not their type of guy. They still have Miles Bridges in that roster, which is hella awkward. But it's yeah, I have no hope for this organization, bro. But I guess Grant Williams is a positive,
it's a good
role model citizen there.
Listen, we knew whenever they signed PJ Washington in restricted free agency this past summer, they were signing him to trade him. He was going to walk, and he was the last restricted free agent of the notable names to sign a contract because they were waiting as long as they could to get him for pennies on the dollars, to squeeze as much money out of him as they could. It was obvious they're going to trade him, and they got a first-round pick for him. And Grant Williams isn't a good contract right now because he's playing like horse shit. But we saw him last year be better. There's a reason when the Mavs signed him, nobody was like, oh, gross. They were like, okay, that's an interesting player to be a defender next to your star players, whatever. If he can find his game again and play like we saw him play in his best in the Celtics uniform, he could prove to be a decent role player to have, as well as that first round pick you got. I'd give this a solid B+ for the Hornets.
Yeah. It's the Hornets, bro. Until they correct the actions going on.
I didn't say I like him, but it's a solid move. You got to get rid of him.
The logic tracks out. The logic makes sense. But getting Grant Williams at this stage in time is not fantastic. Yeah. But it's okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be a pumpkin forever. Well, we'll see. Maybe he is. Maybe he's just cooked. Who knows?
Listen, man, they needed some type of positive veteranship over there. We saw the other day, there was a viral clip going on Twitter where Brandon Miller
is your veteran.
Yeah.
How long has he been in the league?
Listen, 2019. He got drafted in 2019, bro. He's 24, 25 or something like that. Feels like he's 28. But listen, he gives out that energy. He's going to go ahead, yell at folks for not getting back on defense alongside Brandon Miller. We saw Gordon Hayward. He was heading far as fuck away from these boys. Not congratulating anybody, not dapping up any hands, not telling Brandon Miller any giving him any gems like he should as a vet. Because he knew he was fucking out of there. So I know Grant will do a lot of the things that don't fucking matter on the court or off the court. But man, I'm happy that he has a new chance or whatever.
Yeah. Speaking of Gordon Hayward, let's move on to the next trade we have to grade. Gordon Hayward is now on the OKC Thunder. And all year we've said the OKC Thunder better make a motherfucking trade because they are a great team, are fighting for the 1 seed alongside the other 3 teams in the 4-way tie. And the biggest thing everybody said was they need another big man. Ideally, a stretch 5, cough, cough, Kelly Olynk. We were at the point where like if they don't get another center to back up Chet, they're going to have big problems come playoff time. They didn't do that. But what they did do is they got a version of Josh Giddey who can actually shoot and is 4 inches or 2 inches taller, whatever he is, and a lot better, and defense actually had the respect. So they kind of fixed one hole but ignored the other. How do y'all feel?
I feel good. It's kind of the same premise as the Mavericks, where if you have somebody actively working against your team, you have to get them out of there. And so they weren't able to move Josh Giddey out, but you can replace him with Gordon Hayward, which now you go from a negative to, at minimum, somebody who defenses have to respect, right? Mm-hmm. Whenever Shea and Jalen have the ball. And he can create his own shot a little bit. And like you said in the tweet, for 20 games, I would not play this man until April. You need to stay as fresh as possible for the playoffs. But it's a good move for them. They still have the issues up front. It's a lot of pressure on Chet Holmgren now to be like the lone legitimate rim protector that they have. But this does fix a problem that they had. They had multiple problems, and this fixes one. So it's a good trade, and it's a move in the right direction.
Yeah. And they traded no first round picks either. It was multiple second round picks, Trey Mann, salary filler. But Trey Mann was the main thing in this trade that's going back to Charlotte, which is a pretty good get for them, honestly. They're going to have to buy Gordon Hayward out, and they got Trey Mann.
Yeah, at first I scratched my head a little bit, but I realized that Trey Mann's a very good player who seems like he just needs to have an opportunity to ball out because he just needs the ball in his hands to operate. And he got phased out of the OKC rotation as time going on, and J-Dub started being J-Dub, and Shea was really him. So it's a good trade. It's a good package in return for them. And as for OKC, like, you got more veteranship, if you want to call Gordon Hayward that. Someone who's been through it at least. And he's another option. You don't have to rely on Isaiah Joe coming in for 20 minutes, 25, 30 minutes every other night in turn for Josh Giddey. And I think this helps me feel a lot better for them whenever they enter the playoffs. Yeah.
And correction, there's no second round picks in the deal either, I don't think. I think it's just Trey Mann, Bertans, and just like salary filler.
Yeah.
So, absolute W for the Thunder, who are quickly reaching a point where they're not going to be able to pay all these young players they have. So Trey Mann was going to be on another team regardless. So it was either you just like wait and eventually let him walk in free agency, or you get him in there for Gordon Hayward, who can just immediately obviously be helpful to your rotation. Honestly, I'm going to go A for both teams.
I was going to go ahead and give him an A+, because like, although it's not the trade that we wanted to see, but I'm like, this is a good trade regardless of the fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do A too. We're in lockstep on this.
Yeah, I like it a lot for the Hornets too. It could be a nice backup point guard to fill the hole that James Bouknight never came into.
Yeah, James Bouknight just got, oh my God, tragic.
No, he's not dead.
Okay, you're saying, listen, you're saying that too. Before we started recording, Isaac got the notification that James Bouknight was waived, and he was like, oh no, James is dead. And I was like, James Bouknight died? Oh my God. I was like so shocked. And then he was like, nah, bro, like he just got cut. It's okay.
God, yeah, I meant more in like a Rip Bozo type of scenario, not like an actual rest in peace.
I thought he was deceased.
That is hilarious, sir. James Bouknight.
Yeah, good trade all around. I'm still perplexed that OKC doesn't think they need a backup big. And I mean, part of it really only comes down to playing the Nuggets, honestly. And I guess the Timberwolves. But there's a lot of advantages they have to the way they play small. And like, there's the strengths come with the weaknesses, you know? So I guess I understand why they want to stay true to that, and they didn't see a deal out there that they don't really see themselves playing a traditional big like Andre Drummond or whatever. But it's just weird that, like, you know, they have all these picks. Kelly Olynyk went for a first-round pick. They didn't think they wanted him. Like, we didn't hear them linked at all. Everybody was like, please do it. There was never a report.
They could have thrown two and still had 34 first-round picks to, like...
That's what I have that right there is why I think they probably didn't do it, because everyone knows that them and the Utah Jazz are breaded the fuck up, and people are just trying to, like, price gouge them, and that might actually be a thing. But at the same time, I guess Sam Price is just like, nah, let's just let it ride. But
you can't make all those picks.
Yeah.
Even if you cut it down, they have 36 draft picks. Even if you cut it down by 2/3 and you have 12 draft picks. You can't make all those picks. Like they have to go eventually. So when you have a team right now that's fighting for the 1 seed in the West, and you have a first year, you have a rookie essentially in Chet Holmgren, back him up, give him a little bit of help on the front line. Like it's getting to a point where it's just hoarding, and I want to know where they're going to, what's going to be the line for them, for them to say, okay, we are actually going to use these first round picks.
I can tell you when it's going to happen. Exactly. And I can tell you what's going to happen. They're just going to throw that man Chet into the wolves.
You have 36 draft picks. You're flexible as anybody in the league.
Well, first of all, but a lot of those are second round picks. They're not going to fucking make them. They're going to sell them. Or what they're honestly going to do most often is just condense them. They're going to trade multiple to move up a couple pieces to get the player they want. Like this year, they have, I think, 3 in the first round of the 2024 draft. They're going to trade a team 3 for 1 to move up type shit. So they're just going to like continue to do that and have a better pick. Or every year when something comes around where there's a role player that can be useful to them, if next year they realize they have to trade Josh Giddey and there's a whoever available, they'll always have picks to make moves like that. I think they're just going to maintain flexibility until they actually need it.
3 first round picks is insane this year.
Yeah, exactly. They have a total of 21 second round picks over the next like 7 years, and 14 first round picks over the next 7 years as well. And so it's just going to be a continuous annoying back end thing that Sam Presti is going to have to knock out and try to nail it every single time. But at the same time, like there's not a lot of pressure to do it. It's just annoying as hell.
Yeah,
and
imagine if you're like the Bucks had like 65 second round picks to trade all the time. So every year they could trade 5 for their new version of Jay Crowder. Like they just always had the options at their disposal. Like it's a very great luxury to have as the players on the team start to get more expensive and you start to need stuff like that. I guess he doesn't want to shoot his load too early. But shoot a little bit of load, shave a little bit off.
Yeah, you're going to be okay, Sam Presti. You can spend a couple of first round.
Fuck
picks.
all that, Sam Presti. I'm just like you. Be stingy. You don't know when your rainy days are gonna come. I agree. This is a.
All right, let's talk about the next trade. I mentioned Kelly Olynyk. He is now a member of the Toronto Raptors, who inexplicably, for the second trade deadline in a row, traded a first round pick in the 2024 NBA draft for a white center on an expiring contract who they'll have to pay. Isn't that fucking crazy?
What are they cooking?
Last year, they did it for Jakob Poeltl because they were refusing to rebuild and were trying to compete. So I guess we'll get this high-level center to be our starter. Here's our first-round pick for next year. This year, they started to rebuild. They already traded Pascal and OG Anunoby, and yet they traded another 2024 first-round pick for a guy who, the only reason I don't think this is an absolutely insane move is they got Ochai Agbaji in this deal, and Kelly Olynyk fits alongside Scotty Barnes as a spacing 5. So I guess I understand it, as well as they already have other 24 first-round picks, so maybe they don't need to make all those picks. But it's still just kind of weird to be a buyer, isn't it?
Always. They want, outside of the Kawhi trade, what is Masai doing? Right? Like what's your plan? Are you trying to rebuild? Are you trying to just stay in the middle? Are you trying to do a little bit of both? Which is probably what it looks like from Masai. Like he wants to rebuild, but he doesn't want to be one of the 5 worst teams in the league. You don't want to get to, Detroit Piston land. Yeah. But giving up assets in this stage of the rebuild seems like a bad move.
Yeah, just in principle, it's weird, right?
Right now, I find that every single move as of late that Masai Ujiri does, Raptors fans have to find themselves talking to other NBA fans into a trade. And the more you yap about something, the longer you have to be like, oh no, like this makes sense because this draft is weak and blah, 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 blah. Like you're digging yourself into a deeper hole and you have to realize like, man, maybe this doesn't make that much sense because everyone's scratching their head. To give up a first round pick for Kelly Olynyk, it's like, okay, and Ochai Agbaji, like, okay, like I understand a good player, but the state of your team doesn't make sense. And this trade only makes sense if you genuinely believe like Ochai Agbaji could be like a real long-term piece.
Yeah, exactly.
Alongside those guys.
I guess, that's like, sorry to cut you off. I'll give it a C+. I don't think I guess it's not that crazy because for one, you need to field players around your core players that can help them succeed. A stretch 5 is vital next to Scotty Barnes, I think. It'll help a lot. Kelly Olynyk gives him that. It's weird because he's a because he's an expiring contract and they got to pay him this summer, so that's a little strange. Like, are they going to give Kelly Olynyk a multi-year deal? If not, it's weird. Why would you trade for him? But they have multiple 2024 first-round picks. Masai has already made it very fucking clear he thinks his draft class is weak as shit. That's why he traded last year's first-round pick. So he's standing on that. He's going to continue to think that, apparently. And I guess you could argue that if you already think that, maybe you could say that Oche is a more intriguing player than whoever they'd pick at like 24 with that pick. I think that alone makes it justifiable.
Yeah,
that's fine.
But you have to
again,
talk yourself
off
into
of
it.
Principle, off of principle, I can't do this. I can't give you a first round pick when I'm selling. When I just traded away a franchise player, two of them, right? Like think about everything that we've heard from Masai Ujiri and the Raptors over the past couple of years, and think about the inflated trade value that they had for OG, and think about the trade value that they had for Pascal, and then the overall return that they get back for them. And now once again, you go out and give up assets. It's a weird mixture of what they value, what they don't, what they're willing to give out, what they're not willing to give out. And I just don't understand it. I want to talk to Masai. I want him to.
I think it makes a little bit of sense. Like, he picked quickly over a pack that has more picks because he prefers getting players that he believes in over a crapshoot of a draft in a year where he clearly thinks is weak. Same type of thing, right? He likes Oche. He thinks he's good. He's prioritizing. Like, it's not like they did it for nobody, right? Like, that's a young player that has a lot of potential. Like, you're adding him to the core. In theory, getting that type of player is exactly what you want from a team that's rebuilding.
Theory can only take you so far.
Yeah. I sit here and think to myself, like, okay, you unload a first round pick and then you go ahead and decide to trade away Dennis Schroeder. You tell me you couldn't, like, pair a first round pick along with Dennis Schroeder to get an even better young player who's proven a little bit more than someone like Oche Abachi? You couldn't trade for something like fucking, I don't know, Kelly Olynyk, or not Kelly Olynyk, my bad, Colin Sexton or something like that, because he'll be worth a first round pick when it comes to those types of things. So it's like, I don't know. I can understand the logic, but you have to, the longer you talk about it and talk yourself into it, it's just like, man, I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me. I want to give this a C.
Okay.
What
are you giving it?
I'm going C.
Okay. What about from the Jazz perspective?
Hey,
probably about win. Like what? Yeah, like a B plus. Once again, you put another draft pick into your into your bag. I have no idea what to call it.
Your basket.
yeah. Whatever you have more of now, and that's exactly
whose phone is dinging.
That's exactly where you want to be. Whose phone is that? It's not me.
It's not me either. That's hilarious. I get no notifications, bro. No notion. No motion. Yeah. Masai Ujiri has a tendency. If there are any Africans out there across the association, just know that Masai has his eyes on you. And that's why I might be entering in the 2024 NBA draft myself. Second round, Masai.
What other deals are interesting? Oh, the Milwaukee Bucks got Patrick Beverley in exchange for campaign and a second round pick.
Did you guys hear? Cool. Did you guys hear how this trade was announced, though?
Yeah, tell us.
This man, Patrick Beverley himself, for the first time in NBA history, announced his own trade on his own platform. Things are changing, bro. He didn't give no details. It was just like, Patrick Beverley will be headed to the Milwaukee Bucks. It's like, damn, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, we did that from the Twitter account of his podcast, at PatBevPod. Just let us know 5 minutes before Woj did. He had the inside scoop.
Yeah.
Does this move you for the Bucks?
Move? A little bit. It pushes, right? I'm not taking 5 steps forward, but it nudges me. That's what it does. It nudges me because, like you said, they need a point of attack defender, and there's one thing Pat Bev is going to do. He's going to defend it. He's going to try to defend, and so I think that it's very helpful for them. I'm curious to see what.
Wait, what do you mean trying to defend Donovan? I thought you said Patrick Beverley said on a podcast is like, whenever I'm guarding you, feels like Giannis is guarding you. Yeah. That means Giannis is.
That's what he said. Listen, that's what he said. But he also has, and to be fair, a lot of guys who have the defender label are kind of like this, but there are moments where like Pat Bev be tricking you, right? He just be running around tricking people. And so there's moments like that I feel like whenever I'm watching Pat Bev, I wonder how that's going to work in the playoffs. Also, for somebody who's not a reliable shooter, like you kind of trade out campaign who's going to be that, and you swap that for defense. So it's a good move because it feels a very, very like dire need that they have. But now it puts a lot more pressure on the guys that you already have in the building to knock down shots.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. I'll give it a B. It's an exact type of player they need. We'll see how much Pat Bev has in the tank for them, how much you can give them in a playoff setting. But, like I said, it's exactly what they needed.
I really wish they would have traded for Chris Dunn instead, because I think he's a better player at this stage, obviously younger too, and I think he's
also more expensive probably.
Yeah, that's another thing. They may have to give up like a quarter of their fucking stakes of their organization to be able to pull something like that off. Not that deep, but you know what I mean.
For Chris Dunn?
It's just Chris Dunn.
Chris Dunn is nice, man. All NBA
25%
defensive
of
player.
the organization for Chris Dunn? That's wild.
Hey, it's just Danny Ainge.
They don't got much else off the trade.
Exactly.
Let's go to the next trade, sticking with the 76ers. Buddy Hield has finally been traded. After years of Buddy Hield rumors, we swore he was going to be a Laker. We swore he was going to be a Mav. We swore he was going to be so-and-so. Everywhere but the Pacers, it seemed like. And he's finally traded to the Philadelphia 76ers. And that deal included Marcus Morris, Furkan Korkmaz, 2024 second-round pick, and 2029 second-round pick, as well as a 2029 second-round pick from the Clippers going to the Pacers. Are you moved for either team?
This is a great trade, man. Furkan Korkmaz, he requested a trade back in like 2018. He finally got his wishes given to him 6 years
And he got
later.
waived right after.
Yeah, exactly. And he got waived. Congratulations, buddy. That's so tough. But this is a good trade for the Philadelphia 76ers. It's a good trade for the Sixers because they get another floor spacer. Buddy Hield can give you a solid 12 points per game. So it's like,
What is he laughing at?
just call it Korkmaz. Just be like, good job, buddy. You got yourself waived.
Enjoying pal. Enjoying employment, pal.
It's so funny, bro. We've seen these NBA players get themselves fired, bro. It's like, damn.
That's actually very funny.
Fire is a crazy way to put it. It's so funny.
That's what it basically is.
It literally is.
It's tough.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Buddy Hield's not very good. The idea of Buddy Hield is awesome. Kind of sucks. Every team that has him is constantly putting him on the trade deadline, on the trade block. Can't defend worth a lick. Obviously, he can get very hot and maybe swing some playoff games, which could be cool for them. The shooting can be very maximized next to two stars. It's the best team situation he's been in yet. He was rotting away on those shitty Kings teams before they turned it around. The Pacers aren't like, a premier organization right now. Obviously, Tyrese is a great creator, but like he hasn't been on like a great team. Like theoretically, he can be next to Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
Maybe they can get the best out of him, but he's honestly not particularly helpful.
If anyone can, it'll probably be Nick Nurse. So it's a good trade. I can see it paying out on dividends in the future, possibly.
I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a huge fan for a lot of the reasons that Isaac said. I can see it already. We're going to be in game 3 of the first round, and Buddy Hield's going to get lit up. Like they're putting him in every single action. I see a scenario where, like down the stretch, if he's not hitting shots like Buddy Hield, he might be unplayable.
Oh, I guarantee he will be unplayable in playoff series at some time. He's been unplayable in playoff series before. Like, exactly. That's nothing new. Actually, has he made the playoffs?
He's never made the playoffs in his NBA career, but in important games in general, you're right, unplayable.
Yeah, like he's been unplayable in stretches of the season for a while. He's fallen out of the rotation. Yeah, after I don't know who I thought he was being in the playoffs, but no.
Yeah,
and if they play the Boston Celtics and he has Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum going at his fucking throat every play, singling him out and picking rolls, eviscerated. I'm sorry, buddy. That's not their matchup for you.
Straight food. Folks, and that's why I don't love it, because any trade that you make, that the Sixers make right now, you're clearly making for the playoffs, because that's whenever Joel is going to be healthy. And to get a guy that probably isn't going to play massive minutes for you, it's not the most ideal situation. So I don't love it as much as you do, Mo, or maybe any other person. So I would probably give it like a C- D+.
He got it. They got him for cheap. They got him for cheap, which is great. They didn't give up a first or anything crazy like that. Just 3 seconds practically is a good deal for me. But as time goes on, we will see teams run whoever offense on Buddy Hield, meaning if Buddy Hield's guarding you, you know what I'm saying, it's your time to go ahead and get a bucket. But I think I'd give this a B, because it's like, if he can hit 2-3 important threes during a playoff series, like That's what he should be at. That's what
Two
he should be
threes in a
expected to
playoff
do.
series. That's the fucking bar for him. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but
They're down bad. Okay, so we're running out of notable trades. We're not going to talk about Doug McDermott going to the Pacers. I don't care about that.
Why not?
Go to hell. Another interesting one is Royce O'Neal and David Roddy are on the Phoenix Suns now in exchange for pick swaps. Royce O'Neal moves me a little bit for the Suns.
This is the exact type of trade that the Phoenix Suns needed to make. They got a whole bunch of players who were like, who you would have an idea of like 3-and-D, give me the nitty gritty stuff. But Royce O'Neal is the actual nitty gritty NBA player that a lot of NBA teams could use. Specifically, the Phoenix Suns need that type of guy more than anyone. So it was a great trade. They scrapped together whatever assets that they could, got rid of a boatload of just like 68 overall NBA role players for someone like Royce O'Neal who moves certain needles. And this is a W in my opinion. This is like I might give this a B.
Yeah. Any move that Phoenix has made since trading for Bradley Beal, I've always looked at it. I've been like, you guys did a great job because considering what you had and you were still able to get this asset, this is a good job. Now, as we've seen, sometimes that's always worked out. They shipped some guys out today, but hey, again, getting Royce O'Neal, like y'all said, it's a good move. I like this.
Yeah, and David Roddy's not good at anything right now, but he's young, he's athletic. maybe he'll be better with stars flanking him in a better team scenario. Maybe that'll help him. Like they can do like a reclamation project.
Bro, being so like simple and matter of fact about like, yeah, he's not good, but it's okay. Like,
I understand that.
It's hilarious.
And like he can get there. He's young. If nothing else, he will drive the basketball. He's super aggressive with the ball in his hands. Shooting hasn't quite come around. Defensively, it's hit or miss. But he's in a team construction that is better than what he had before, playing around 3 stars. Maybe they can get something out of him. I say that to say he's not a super shiny piece right now, but that's why he was still available. So maybe they can, a team like them, they have to try to find things around the edges. Remember the Lakers turned Lonnie Walker into a solid role player? They got to do stuff like that. So David Roddy isn't the worst swing in the world.
Yeah.
It's a nice
Makes
potential. Sense. Yeah, I'll take this guy. He seems like an NBA player.
Yeah, like why not? Let's see. Nothing to lose. Let's see what can happen.
He is. No, he is. He's an NBA player. He got that.
Oh, of course. Yeah, he's certainly an NBA player. That much I can say.
Just try to
is there before we move on? Is there any other trades that we want to talk about? Because I just want to take the pain straight to the face of an Atlanta Hawks fan and talk about all the other teams that didn't make a move. Thank God.
Let's talk about a couple that happened day before. Monte Morris got sent to the Minnesota Timberwolves. We talked about them needing a guard for a long time. I thought maybe it'd be something a little bit more scoring oriented. But, they got a backup point guard, which is a glaring need for them, since basically their backup point guard is Kyle Anderson, who is having an awful offensive season. Good for them.
Yeah, I actually called this trade out. Not trade out happening, but I was like, they should probably do this on, I think, a BR stream. But yeah, it's a solid. It's cool. Like, Monte Morris helps organize their offense and shit. Like, nice job. This is a solid B.
Yeah, it's just a quintessential backup point guard, right? We know Monte Morris can run an offense, be a good enough passer, not like going to wow you with anything off passing wise or scoring wise, but going to be like immensely competent and keep your offense afloat.
Very serviceable since they couldn't get Tyus Jones.
Yeah.
Facts. What's next?
Okay, we're going to talk about the teams that didn't do shit at the deadline and we're going to be in despair, like most of the Atlanta Hawks. But before we get to that, we should talk about the trades that happened weeks ago that we saved the grading for this episode. And that's specifically the Terry Rozier trade and the Pascal Siakam trade. We've seen a little bit of like how those trades have played out, so we can make a little bit more of like educated grades. Let's do that real quick. What are y'all going to grade the Pascal Siakam trade?
It's an A. In my opinion. I think getting anytime that you are a small market team and you are able
for the Pacers.
Yeah. An A for the Pacers. Anytime that you're a small market team and you are able to get talent in the building when you already have a franchise piece, right? That's a win, right? That's a very, very big plus. And so they did that for Tyrese, and now you have a all-star duo to build your team around. I like it a lot.
Yeah. And Tyrese has been hurt, so we haven't gotten to see a lot of it yet, but no reason to be down on it.
Yeah, exactly. He's the exact type of player that you need alongside Tyrese, someone who has a bag, can relieve pressure and stress from Tyrese Halliburton and can also run offense on his complete own with nobody's help. Won't be waiting on the corners to be productive. This is a great trade. And also, he's a good defender too. And obviously, that's what Indiana needs at this point in time. So,
yeah, in their most recent game, they played the Houston Rockets. Siakam at 29, 4 and 4, 11 for 16 from the field. Very good game. And that was the first game we saw Tyrese Halliburton play more than 20 games in a while. So that was like the first real glimpse at them with some time together to finally like really mesh. And it went well. They beat a team that has a very good defense, hung 123 points on their head. Good for them. I'll give it an A as well.
Good job.
I agree.
Good job, Indiana.
What off the Raptor side? What are you grading for them?
This is a fucking... I want to say C for the Raptors because they could have gone so much more. Again, Masai Ujiri, why do you keep on doing this? I don't know.
They got 3 first-round picks, though.
It could have been fucking 4, bro. They could have gone a DeJounte Murray type haul, Rudy Gobert type haul. But, again, 3 first-round picks. Can't be too mad at it. He did what needed to be done.
That's pretty good.
This is a B.
Yeah, I was going to say B+.
That's where I was going to go. I was going to go B as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Necessary move. Had to rip the bandit off. I don't think they did a bad job. Like you said, they waited too long. But they did the best of what they could. An expiring deal getting you 3 first-round picks is honestly, in a vacuum, pretty fucking fantastic. The problem is he didn't have to be an expiring deal. They could have traded him last year. But what are you going to do?
Oh, well.
Tragic.
Oh, well.
How have you felt about the... Actually, we don't even got to talk about Terry Rozier trade. Fuck that shit. Let's talk about these teams in despair that didn't make any moves. Mo, let's start with your Atlanta Hawks. Because these motherfuckers didn't do a damn thing. They're sticking with DeJounte Murray and Trae Young, sticking with Clint Capella and Onyeka Okongwu, sticking with Sadiq Bey, sticking with DeAndre Hunter, sticking with Quinn Snyder. Everybody, how are you feeling?
I have known that Atlanta's known for like scamming people. Everybody. Scams going on in colleges. Folks out here, like, there's these group of people called the ATL Water Boys. Scammers everywhere. You don't know what they look like. And some scammers reside in that goddamn front office from what I see, bro. Even our team, they've scammed us as well, bro. We went on this little 4-game winning streak, bro. They beat the Warriors, the Phoenix Suns, the Lakers, and some other team I can't remember, bro. And everyone's like, okay, Suns. Like, yeah. Everyone's like, okay, like, we're over here cooking something. We're not. Don't let this little run fool you. We've also seen this a few times around other teams in the league or whatever, but when I take my emotions out of it, I can understand why we didn't make a move. Simply because, like, what the fuck is the rush? We have one of the most valuable contracts in the NBA in DeJounte Murray, simply because, like, we all know he provides a lot of value on the court. Well, do we know how that value is going to fit on winning basketball? Not 100% sure, but for what he does and also the price tag attached to it, it's fucking nice and it can help structure a team. So I understand not rushing to go ahead and make that move. That's cool with me. We can wait until the offseason and go ahead and get that shit over with. It's just painful for me to watch. But Clint Capella, though, I think we probably should have moved off of him to go ahead and give Jalen Johnson a better complementary piece so we can continue to grow and develop. And that's the move where I'm like, okay, we probably should have done this and given Onyeka the keys instead of being in this like weird middle gray area where like Onyeka's still nice, but Clint Capella is like very serviceable as well, which I can understand. Yeah.
They all the reports were saying, DeJounte Murray was linked to the Lakers for weeks. It seemed like a foregone conclusion, fell apart in the last couple of weeks since the heavy rumors were really taking off. Partially because D'Lo started playing fantastic and the Lakers are getting a little cold feet. Partially because DeJounte Murray himself hit 2 game-winning shots and like fooled the Hawks into thinking like, hold on, maybe we got to keep this team together. And all the reports were saying they needed Austin Reeves from the Lakers or Herb Jones from the Pelicans. They weren't getting rid of DeJounte Murray for anything less than a premium package in which they felt was equal value to a low-level all-star in which they paid for. That wasn't on the table. So I guess it's better to make no trade than a bad trade. But you can't be encouraged, right?
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Like the whole Herb Jones thing going on, that would have been a match made in heaven in terms of like what a backcourt partner for Trae Young of that level should look like. Picture perfect, absolute dog on defense, and can help correct a lot of the terrible things and vibes that are going on court. But it didn't happen for obvious reasons. Teams are asking for too much. And when the market resets as usual during the summer, I think that's when a deal will get happen, and I will be much more comfortable doing that than like us fucking trading for Dyson Daniels and some random ass big ass contract
Dyson
from the
Daniels.
Pelicans. Yeah, like I'm happy we kept him. I'm happy we kept him.
How do you feel about Donovan?
I actually don't think that this was a bad thing. And I actually kind of want to applaud the Atlanta Hawks because obviously we know that this core is cooked. That's a fact, right? But every time that we've talked about trade packages for Atlanta, for DeJounte, right, we keep asking Mo, how would you feel if it was this, and this? How would you feel if it was this, and this? And giving him all these like reported packages that were coming their way. And every time Mo's like, don't call my phone. Like, you're trying to scam me. and so I just don't feel like there was a legitimate deal for the Hawks to be made. And so the only thing worse than not making a deal is you making a bad deal. Now everybody's laughing at you. And we look at you the same way that we look at Masai Ujiri. And we're like, oh, what are you cooking? What are you doing? You actively set you sold for pennies on the dollar for your top assets. Like what Mo said is right. Just this team isn't going anywhere, right? It's going to stay together. Wait until the draft because you can make moves on that night. Wait until the summer, until everything resets. And when you're not in a rush, and then you can properly start your rebuild. I don't think that they did the wrong thing today. And I applaud them for not freaking out and just, giving the Lakers whatever they wanted. I applaud them for not selling on DeJounte Murray for a low package or doing any of that type of stuff. So I kind of I want them to blow up the core because it needs to be blown up. But as for today and today's actions, it's not a bad thing at all.
I agree. Yeah, 100% online. That of all the teams that stood pat and didn't do shit when we expect them to, this is the team that's most understandable.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Yeah. The team that needed to blow it up, we've been saying to blow it up, should have blown it up. The Chicago Bulls once again just have us like, why are you guys the way that you are? What are you waiting for? You are not going to win anything. Trade something, please.
I have never seen. Okay. I'm going to say this, and I don't mean it hyperbolically. Literally, never seen a more unserious organization in professional sports. Not saying I haven't seen worse teams. Not saying I haven't seen more dysfunctional teams, more embarrassing teams. I've seen more of all that. But unseriousness, they take the motherfucking cake. What are they doing? What is their goal? Their goal is to be mid. They built a good team in 2021 by making a variety of moves to be competitive, and they're just holding on to that and praying they can get Lonzo Ball back eventually and reclaim the glory they had December 2021. And it's just, the only word is unserious. It's ridiculous. It's not living in reality.
Yeah, nah, man. Like, they're committed to the mid. And honestly, I'm impressed because there's not a lot of
loyal
teams
to the mid soil.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Like, you have to respect it, or at least as a outside fan looking.
I will not respect this. I will not respect
shit.
I will respect it, bro, because it's hard as fuck to do. And now you're causing some of your loyal fans, like fucking Kenny. He said the curse word during his video that he recorded today, bro. And you don't see that often, bro. It's like, oh my God, like you guys must have done something really, really bad. And they just sat on their hands, and it's just like hilarious because they could have gotten an absurd amount. They could have gone to Hull for the type of player that Alex Caruso is. They could have gone potential nasty first round pick for Andre Drummond, but still a first or a couple seconds. It's impressive, honestly. It's impressive. They need to be studied. I need to study their GM's brain to see how it functions because it's like it's rare specimen.
How to terrorize a fan base. He's making the fucking how to terrorize a fan base for dummies. He's making the big yellow book. The most, you said Alex Caruso, they should definitely say hi on Alex Caruso, but the most indefensible one to me is, why the fuck is DeMar DeRozan still a Bull? He's an expiring contract. Are they going to extend him? Are they just going to keep him around as a Bulls lifer until he's 40? Like,
yes.
What are they doing?
Yes. We've seen this, right? They just get, and obviously, listen, like Vooch's contract, it's a solid contract. It's okay. But they re-upped on Vooch this offseason. Yeah. They could have traded Zach LaVine in the offseason. They could have traded him before he got hurt and before he elected to go under season-ending foot surgery. But they have a plan to just keep, like you said, they are hoping for an absolute Disney Channel miracle. That Lonzo Ball is going to come back after 3 years and not being able to walk or run or do anything. And he's going to step onto the court and be the exact same player, if not better, than what he was when they were the 1 seed for 6 weeks 4 years ago. And That's just not going to happen. Everybody's 3-4 years older, and they're holding on to that hope. I am certain that they are going to re-sign DeMar DeRozan, and that he's going to be a Chicago Bull. And we're going to run this back with the big three of Kobe White, DeMar DeRozan, and Vucevic next year. And that's
I'm certain too, because they can't let him walk for nothing. If they let him walk for nothing this summer, listen, they offered him an extension. They offered him an extension earlier in the year. He said no. They didn't have money.
It's embarrassing.
Are they just gonna be like, all right, we'll give you what you want? Because if they don't, and he walks for nothing, you are pathetic. You are moronic. You are sad. You are pitiful. You are everything I could think of. They're back in the corner. Like, it's honestly a lose-lose situation for a Bulls fan. Like, I can't even tell you, like with the Hawks, I'm like, okay, well, the rebuild's coming. They just have to be smart and wait for a better opportunity to make these moves. No, there's no any type of silver lining here. You're just fucked if you're a Bulls fan. I'm sorry.
What are they? Where are they in the standings right now?
Probably the 9th seed that they always are.
They're right above the Hawks. They're 9th.
They're in the 9th seed, 24 and 27. Golly, 5-5 in their last 10.
Honestly,
as always, they're always 5-5 in the last 10.
Exactly, straight mid.
Yeah. In the back of my head, I feel like they didn't really have any enticing offers for someone like DeMar DeRozan, because he is quite literally the hardest star level player to insert in your offense in the starting lineup, because that's what he deserves to be. And that's just the type of player that he isn't enticing, hasn't been enticing over the last few years of his career, really the entirety of his career. And they're just like stuck. And this is what happens when you commit yourself to a player whose play style hasn't been favored to the type of basketball that's been playing over the last few years. And also, like, man, it's just tough to also like have Vucevic committed to this deal earlier in the season. I feel for Bulls fans, man.
I saw Kenny say he made a video ranting, and he was like, DeMar DeRozan thinks he's motherfucking Superman because he had 2 game winners 3 years ago. And that's so true. Like, that stretch has just like cemented DeMar DeRozan in Bulls history, and like they just can't move off him because of what he did for them in that 1-2 month stretch, and they're suffering because of it.
You know he's getting his jersey retired, right?
Oh, God.
Oh, God. What happens
like
to the game that I love? That's
him.
despicable.
Listen, if they bring DeMar DeRozan back, why wouldn't they? They clearly have a level of affinity for DeMar DeRozan. They should just go ahead and do it.
If that happens, I'm going to go to the...
Is Billy Donovan getting fired? I think that's honestly the most interesting thing. You are going to have this mid-core. We already know that, right? Like, that's set in stone. Is Billy Donovan going to be the coach of this team next year? Yes or no?
Why fire Billy Donovan?
Why wouldn't he? What did he do?
I'm just
Why
asking.
fire him?
I'm just
giving him
asking
the worst
questions.
roster ever. What is he supposed to do other than give you the mid you're asking for?
If you want to present to the fans that you are trying and that you are doing anything, but you don't want to mess with the roster, the coach is the easiest thing to change. Yes or no, one word. Is Billy Donovan going to coach this team next year?
This honestly might
No, he's going to quit.
This honestly might be the worst like NBA head coaching job that anyone could have, because you have no direction. You're not trying to develop. You have no excuses to really lose, but at the same time, you have no excuses to like, you have nothing to help you win at all. And your front office is running around circles and fascinated with how much money they're making when it comes to attendance, because they're in the city of Chicago.
Back on that. I'd push back on that and say it's one of the best, because the job security in this market, crazy.
That's true.
Crazy.
Have you seen interest rates on new homes? You got to move to a new city and buy a new house. He's in Chicago for some years.
Have you seen what coaches are getting fired for now? Adrian Griffin was second in the
East.
East.
In 2020. He got a good interest rate. He's going to keep that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That is
yeah, man. It's just sad. Like, I don't know. There's no silver lining. Every time we talk about teams that make mistakes, I try to find like a reason to justify it and like think about their perspective. I'm like, I'm sided because of this. If we give them the benefit of the doubt, I feel no desire to give this guy the benefit of the doubt in any way.
Isaac, speaking of being sad, I'm getting tired of talking about the Bulls. Let's get a little bit less sad. How do you feel about the Los Angeles Lakers also not making any moves and just being committed to the rosters they have? Do you feel scammed?
I feel like it's time to accept that the Russell Westbrook trade completely shut the LeBron James title window closed, and that last year we saw them get the most of what they could after trading him, and they made a conference finals run by just completely maximizing the talent at hand, completely maximizing what they had from LeBron and AD in that run, getting the true best case scenario, and getting to the point where they clearly were outmatched talent wise. That was, like I said, the best case scenario, and we saw that. Now we're seeing a median case scenario where the team's not that talented. They don't have a lot of options at their disposal. People were saying they need to make moves at the deadline because you can't waste a year of LeBron and AD healthy. And I agree. On the surface, that is gross. That to do nothing. You're giving up on LeBron essentially. But then again, there's no moves to make because you don't have a lot of enticing assets. Nobody wants your players. You have 1 or 2 first round picks you can move. I forget exactly the amount of protections and swaps they have, but not much at your disposal to make a splash. The Hawks aren't giving up DeJounte for anything less than Austin Reeves. He's not worth that. Zach LaVine's hurt. There's no other big move out there that can be made. So it's like we said with the other teams. You're better off making no move instead of a bad move and just hoping that this summer when you have more first round picks available, something can come up. But it's just I'm just at the realization that there's no light at the end of this tunnel.
Damn.
You love to see it. I mean, listen, as a hater, you love to see it, right? This is exactly what I've been waiting for. I've been praying for these days where the Lakers are just so down bad. This is fantastic. No, but I mean, Isaac's right though. He's right. It's better. They've already made the wrong move before, and we saw how that played out, getting Russell Westbrook. And if the Lakers, not even a year removed from the ending of that situation, decided, hey, let's do that again. Like, that was fun, right? That would also be very, very it's just mismanagement. Now you go into this offseason, and I think that the fact that LeBron has his player option, you need to be as flexible as possible so that you can withstand any outcome. If LeBron decides to stay, hey, cool. We have some assets right now. We have another year that just opened up. We have more draft picks to trade this offseason to go help you out. If LeBron says, you know what? The last 2 years have been too rough. I don't really feel like being here. I'm going to dip. Okay, cool. Now we still have our draft picks moving forward. I think they're in obviously not in a good position because they suck, but like long-term planning and being able to be as flexible as you can given the circumstances, they're in a decent spot and they're in an okay where they can kind of control their future.
So they're in a terrible spot, but they were going to be in a terrible spot regardless. So it's a good thing they didn't dig themselves in a deeper hole.
Exactly.
There was no saving this team at the deadline. No matter what you want to do, you can either. So the weird thing is, this is essentially giving up on the season because you know this team isn't going to be good enough. They can do mental gymnastics and be like, I saw a tweet where Rob Pelinka is going to be like, we view Gabe Vincent as our real trade deadline addition. And that's exactly how he's going to fucking spin it. It's like, we have changes coming and players we're bringing back in to make us better. And they can do all that shit. Rob Pelinka loves spinning shit like that. He always has a soundbite for us. It's honestly hilarious. But either way, you're giving up on this team essentially by not making a move. But because any move you did make would make this team marginally better and wouldn't be good enough to sacrifice making a bigger move down the line where that could potentially have a more fruitful outcome. So it's sad, but you got to just you're basically throwing in the towel and just praying LeBron and AD can pull some shit out their ass and get that best case scenario again where we see them making conference finals run before they get horribly outmatched by the Clippers or the Nuggets.
You better hope Rui's knocking down threes.
That's 54% clip again. Great.
Exactly.
Good God, man. What a time to be alive. And I just love the way Rob spinned it. I love the way Rob spinned it. I saw someone on Twitter get this report out there or whatever saying like the Lakers are hoping to make a move with those 3 first-round picks being able to be moved. And like that's just like a good way to try to manipulate guys like LeBron and AD on the roster to think like, don't worry about it. We got you guys. That way, like the second if LeBron does leave, they'll be okay regardless because of those picks. And this is just a good way to just like try to keep the guys happy for now.
There's a rumor that they want Donovan Mitchell. These idiots think they're getting Donovan Mitchell with 3 first-round picks and D'Angelo Russell. Meanwhile, all these other teams have 1,000 picks to trade. The Nets are going to throw them 64 picks. They're just moronic, bro. It's just like living outside of reality. And to me, that sounds like an excuse to say that, but really, like Donovan said, you're planning for a post-LeBron future. You're seeing the writing on the wall, and you're not going all in because we don't know what his temperature is going to be this offseason. So you can say, I'm waiting for the next star, when really, I'm waiting to see what LeBron does.
Facts.
How ironic, though. How ironic, because the entire offseason, after you sign Rui, after you sign D'Lo, the talk always was, we signed these guys to trade them. And they have the most tradable contracts in the league. Everybody, from the moment D'Lo got signed, that was the only thing anybody has said. and then they just weren't moved. And so
I think
now
we made that assumption that that's why they got signed, but everything Rob Pelinka said and preached was continuity and wanting to run back that group and believing in them. So
listen, that's what he said last year, right? That when he tried to run it back with Russ, and then you saw what happened at the deadline when the team was in the play-in or out of the play-in, and the team sucked. And now we're in the same situation where, you want to preach continuity in the offseason. Everybody in the offseason has hope, right? On July 1st or after the draft, everybody's very hopeful for what the new season can bring. You play 3 or 4 months and you're out of the play-in, and you're like, dang, this kind of sucks. We can't, why would I want to preach continuity with this? And so you might want to trade those guys, but he didn't. So it's just funny to see them in this scenario. But they're just waiting on LeBron.
And it was reported that Jovan Buha, who reports on the Lakers to The Athletic, reported that some of these teams that made these moves, trading players like multiple second-round picks, like Royce O'Neal, were definitely doing a Lakers tax and trying to upcharge them. As we've seen throughout the course of history, nobody wants to deal with Lakers. Nobody wants to make them better. That's probably real. But, I mean, even if they could have got Royce O'Neal for 2 second-round picks, whatever. Not going to change the world. You're not going to make this team a contender. So they probably suffered on that end. But either way, those marginal moves would have been cool for optics. It would have kept Lakers fans with some kind of satiating move to make them not lose their minds. Wouldn't have made a big difference in the long run.
Cooked product, man, from head to toe. Sad to see.
What about the Warriors? How do you feel about them? They didn't do shit either.
Also, cooked product from head to toe. They don't have any moves either. And I guess you're just gonna hope that Jonathan Kuminga continues to be on this run. You hope that Chris Paul can come back and do something. You hope and pray that Klay Thompson gets it together. This offseason is going to be an interesting one because they're going to have to they have to make a decision on Klay Thompson. It's just the level of play that he's shown has been so.
What's the decision? Who's going to want him? You're not getting value for him.
I think we're at a point with Klay Thompson where it's at least on the court. I don't know how the vibes would be if Klay Thompson got traded because obviously he's Klay Thompson. He's a legend in that franchise. But it would be an addition by subtraction if they traded away Klay Thompson.
I don't know if he's that bad.
He's too volatile, man. It's not great.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. They're like, I honestly think they're beyond cooked. I think they're just like, they got to rebuild. Like they're just like waiting out the days until either Steph Curry retires or leaves, or they got to put him through like what Dirk went through at the end of the career, where he was just around rebuilding teams along for the ride.
Yeah, no, that's sick awful. And sad to do. I would absolutely hate to witness someone like Steph's level, top 10 NBA player, in my opinion, have to just be around a bunch of men. I think they need to correct a lot of things. It now. Yeah, I know, but they had no choice. And they got talked to. I think Steve Kerr's talking into a lot of delusion right now. I think I saw some headline to where he was like, I believe this core and group of guys can do something special as time goes on. Congratulations. That's something special is getting like the 9th pick in the NBA draft. That's very special, you know? And so at this point in time, what was there to do necessarily for them? Not much. It's not worth, in my mind, flipping your organization for just like around the edge pieces when you need to do a lot more than around the edges. Like it needs to be torn down from inside out. Not necessarily like Dre or Klay has to be gone in my opinion, but there needs to be some major like retooling, rebuilding going on in here.
Yeah. I mean, listen to that though. Do you want him to be like Steve Clifford, where Steve Clifford was like, listen, we just don't have the talent in the building. Like that. Yo, him saying that was crazy. I've never heard a coach like of a professional team tell the media, yeah, our guys just aren't good enough. They're just like they're just not like that. And I don't think that Steve Kerr would do that, especially when your roster has Steph Curry on it. So like the delusion, he probably knows like we're not doing anything this year. There has to be some level of reality that's set in for them. They are though. They're done. They're cooked. And we've been on this since the early part of the season, saying that the dynasty's over, they're cooked, right? This team isn't going anywhere. And I think that they're probably going to do what Isaac said. They're going to keep Steph around because you're obviously not going to trade Steph Curry. And you're just going to see what happens. And you're just going to endure a lot of seasons of mid and below average play. And it sucks to see him go out like that. But not everybody goes out on top. Like that's the game. It happens like that.
I would say almost nobody goes out on top. That's why when it does happen, it's so remarkable and myth making. That's why like look at Jordan. It's like, oh, he was never down.
Exactly.
Well, granted, he retired early. But, inevitably teams have the cycle. Look at the Lakers now. You make one wrong move, it happens. For the Warriors, it wasn't necessarily a big move like that. It was getting old. And the Wiggins contract not playing out right. Like there's always stuff you can pinpoint to that Father Time always wins with no matter how amazing your core is, it's not going to age gracefully forever.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they had an opportunity with the 2021 NBA draft. They completely, or 2020 and 2021. Both of those drafts completely fucked themselves over. But Jonathan Kuminga's hooping. That's amazing to see. And like he's like a glimmer of hope in life. And he's honestly, him and Steph Curry have been like carrying the fans' entertainment and excitement of the season. But yeah, man, like every team goes through it. How they make certain errors and shit like that. And now we're just seeing them suffer through it. It is what it is.
R.I.P. Anything else to talk about before we get out of here? Before we transition to TikTok time?
Man, honestly, no. I think we can get straight to it. The Crayon Eaters are fiending. They drooling right now.
They are.
All right, man. We recorded TikTok time yesterday. Since we recorded after the deadline today, we wanted to make sure we had enough time. So we're going to push you guys back into the time machine. If there's any takes that seem weird now because the deadline happened, we didn't know. We'll see you guys yesterday. Welcome to TikTok time. As always, we're going to start with the draft. And today, the All-Star teams got announced recently, as well as the two new reserves with Trae Young and Scotty Barnes. So I'm assuming there's not going to be any more injury alternatives. So I think we're safe to do a draft with only NBA players who have made the All-Star game this year.
Let's go.
Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
I have been born ready for this. I'm on a run right now. I haven't sold a draft in a minute. Check my history.
The most recent sale was Donovan on the last week's live stream. Tune in Mondays, 8 p.m. Eastern time, when we did a draft with around LeBron James. Donovan had a famous sell, so we'll see if he can redeem himself right now.
Hey, man. Listen, I can only do so much, okay?
You win some, you lose some.
Listen, when you lay your head down on that pillow, I gave you everything I had. All right?
Listen, low-key, the third spot is where you want to be this draft, so you're in prime position to redeem yourself.
Yeah,
Come on.
I'm in hell right now, but I'll
Let's
make
roll.
it work.
I think I'd rather be too. I mean, this is the last. I do not want the number one pick in this draft. Like the top three players are all just as good as each other.
Let's go.
Hey, you got the number one pick. Say a pick, man.
No, genuinely, I don't want this shit. Like, you want to trade? I'll trade with you so fast.
Slap me $5 and I'll consider it.
All right, go fuck yourself. Anyway,
Expectations on the line.
let's draft NBA lineups with only 2024 NBA All-Stars. First pick, just give me Nikola Jokic. Keep it simple.
Makes sense.
Nice.
Fair.
We're going chalk to
That's
start.
easy.
Again, and this is everybody healthy, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can pick like Embiid and Randall.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I'll be fine. So with that being said, with the second pick, go ahead and give me Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yeah.
Over Joel Embiid. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. So that leaves me with, I'll take Joel Embiid with my first pick,
Okay.
and then I'll double up and give me Luka Doncic.
It's only one ball. Too many scores. It'll never work.
That pick roll is going to be crazy.
Isaac will find a way to hate. It doesn't matter.
Got to. It's the name of the draft game.
Yeah, that's hilarious, bro.
Who are we going next,
Alright.
Mo?
Yeah, so next, I'm going to go ahead and take... Actually, I don't have to do this. So, next, go ahead and give me Steph Curry.
Oh, Steph
I was
Curry.
going to
Okay.
go a completely other route, but I realized I didn't have to do it.
Isaac's going to double up here, and it's going to piss me off.
Give me LeBron James and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Okay. That's
Okay,
nice. That's
now
nice.
where
That's
I thought
nice.
you were going to go. Gotcha.
Where do you think I was going to go?
I thought you
It was like
were...
a LeBron at the 4, Jokic at the
Nope.
5. I'm good.
I know where he was going to go, and I'm going to go that way. Give me Kawhi Leonard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, are we letting someone fall to you?
So, yes, I'm going to do some... Well, should I? I see that. It doesn't fit anymore. But give me Kevin Durant at the 3. And then I have Embiid in my 5. And then you know what? At my 2, I really need some defense and some scoring. Give me Paul George at the 2.
Okay. You thought we were gonna pick KD? You're surprised we let him drop?
No, I thought that you were gonna go Tyrese at the point, Shea at the 2.
Oh, okay. No, I'm good. I'm good on that.
That's not bad. Yeah. That's not bad. All right. So at my 5, give me Anthony Davis.
Listen, AD and Giannis, not a lot of shooting in your front court.
Listen,
Kawhi?
I have Kawhi and Steph Curry. That's all I need.
All right, who I want to go with? Can you put Jokic at my 5? You have him at the 4 right now. And then LeBron's going to be my 4. So I got 2 spots left. You know what? This might be really, really easy, actually. Yeah. Okay. So give me Jason Tatum at the 3, Devin Booker at the 2.
That's nice.
Yeah, I mean,
Tatum and Booker.
You can't go wrong. I mean, straight bucket getters every position, and then the best passers in the world at 4 and 5.
Okay, I like that. That's not that bad. That's not that bad at all.
Not that bad. Yeah. Like you're doing me a favor complimenting it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all right.
I'm gonna go ahead and one up you. Give me someone who's been on an absolute heater, Donovan Mitchell.
Oh, okay. Booker better, but I respect it.
Yeah, not this season, buddy.
I mean, it's an argument. It's an argument. Let's. All right. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do.
Luka, Paul George, KD, and Embiid. Interesting.
I know it's a weird fit.
It's a whole lot of buckets.
But here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna slide everybody. No, we're gonna slide everybody down. Can we put KD at the 4, Paul George at the 3, and then my last pick will be Anthony Edwards at my 2.
Okay, interesting.
Nice. It's a popular pick.
You're playing to the comments with that one.
Yeah, exactly. Popular pick.
I was hoping Mo was gonna take his king, Anthony Edwards, and I was gonna be left with D Mitch, but it just didn't fall like that. But I'm cool with that though.
Mo didn't get Shea or Anthony Edwards.
Fake fan.
He's thirsty for both of them. He's down bad.
Exactly.
Listen, man, the cyborg Kawhi Leonard has been speaking to me. So I got.
Yeah, but you don't think he's as hot as you do think Shea and Ant-Man are. So I know you're down bad.
I don't think any of these players are hot. What are you talking about right now? The word is aura. It's different.
You hide the true feelings through the word aura.
I'm not hiding shit.
All right. So my team: Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, LeBron James, Nikola Jokic.
Fire.
Nice. Okay.
Fire.
My team is Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell, Kawhi, Giannis, and AD. My defense is fucking nuts.
In the front court, your back court is getting fried, but it's okay.
Yeah, fried. They're crazy. And no spacing.
Yeah. All right. My team, I have Luka at the point, Anthony Edwards at the 2, Paul George at the 3, KD at the 4, Joel Embiid at the 5. I like that.
Your team's really good. It's just straight bucket getters that it's like, I don't know. Luka has to.
Who's gonna play the role?
Like Harden.
And that's how he plays. It's okay.
Does he want to do that? Luka might hate that. He might revolt.
I'm picking all-stars to play in an all-star game. We're getting buckets. We're running the score up to 200. Like,
that is true. Ain't nobody
understand what the
playing
game
defense.
plan is.
That is true.
Yeah. Well, those are our teams. Hard to parse who has the best team when it's all stars. It's just a little more difficult. So I don't know who won that one. Who's to fucking say?
Yeah. It's so dry.
Okay. what team do you guys think would be the most fun to play with on 2K?
Not Mo's because of lack of spacing. Probably yours. Probably Donovan's probably most fun for 2K.
I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't eliminate mine so fast because I have Steph and Giannis on my team, and that's the ultimate. What more space do you want from that?
I mean, yeah, you have two non-shooting bigs. That's gonna be 5-out spacing is how you win in 2K. It's how you have the most fun.
Yeah, you're not a real 2K'er like me. I find my ways.
Double post.
Yeah.
All right. That's the end of that game. The next game we're gonna play. We're going to do a sort of guessing game. That's kind of like a variation, 20 questions. I've seen a lot of people do this on TikTok recently. And how it's going to work is 2 of us are going to go head to head against each other, and we're each going to have a player in mind. You guys are going to see it on screen, but we're not going to know each other's player. So we have to see who can guess each other's player first.
Okay.
So that'd be interesting. We'll do a couple games of it so we can all go. I guess first we can do like me versus Mo, then Donovan versus Mo, like cycle through a little bit.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so
Do you have a... Go ahead.
Yeah, you think we'll both think of a player. Let's only do current to make it simple. Me and you go first, and yeah, we'll see who can guess the other person's player first.
All right, cool.
Do you have a player in mind?
Yes, I have a player in mind already.
Okay, let me pull up like Basketball Reference so I can Google stuff real quick. Okay, chat. I'm not chat. I said chat. This is not a live stream. Y'all,
Chat.
the players are on the screen now. I gotta edit it in post after I know who it is. All right, so
cool.
let's see who can guess each other's mystery NBA player first.
Is your player point guard?
No, he's not a point guard. Is your player in the Eastern Conference?
Yes. Is your player a 2 guard?
Yeah, I guess. He's a wing. Is
Okay,
your player
nice.
over 6'5"?
No.
Okay, so he's
Is
small.
your player an all-star?
No.
Damn.
Is your player an all-star?
Hell no.
Oh, you picked a scrub. Jesus Christ.
Is your
Hell
player...
no. Did you pick Killian Hayes?
Damn it! What the fuck?
He got him. He got him.
I should have said hell no. God damn it. I should have said hell no. That's what sold it. That's what sold it. That's what
I
sold
can't
it.
be beat.
You said hell no, and I was thinking either Killian Hayes or Thanasis.
One fuck with the bull. My player was Quentin Grimes.
Quentin Grimes. Oh yeah, I would have never guessed that. He's on the block, bro. Oh my gosh.
So let's do this like King of the Hill style. Now I go against Donovan and see if he can knock me off.
Yeah.
Okay, let me think of another player real quick. Okay, I got one.
All right, I got mine.
All right. Go ahead.
All right. Does your player play in the Western Conference?
Yes, he does. Does your player play in the Western Conference?
He does. Is
Let's
your
go.
player a
Y'all
front
players
court
on the
player?
same teams.
Imagine.
Is your player a front court player?
Every time I hear that, for some reason, my brain gets fried. I have to be like, okay, backcourt 1 and 2, front court.
Listen, man,
Yeah, he's
we're
a front court
crown
player.
eaters.
Okay.
We understand.
Has your player made an All-Star team before?
No. Has your player
Okay.
made an All-Star team before?
He has not.
Okay.
I got your player, but I'm gonna shut up.
Is your player a good defender?
He's all right. He's fine.
Okay.
He's not known for it.
Okay.
Is your
Defense,
player
okay.
is your player a shooter?
Not a shooter, but he can shoot.
Okay. All right.
He has his moments, you know. Is your player a good passer?
No, not really. Not really.
Okay. Is your player Norman Powell?
No, it's not.
Sounds like you're kind of close.
Does your player average around like 15 points a game or more?
I think less.
Okay.
Mm.
These are weird
Is-
questions. I have no idea where we're going.
Is your player under 6'5"?
No. Is your
over.
player
Okay.
is your player under 6'5"?
Over. Ooh, this is getting tough.
Do we have the same player?
Does your player play in Los Angeles?
Yes.
Oh my God, you guys might they might be on the same team. Holy shit.
All right. Does your player play in the Pacific Division?
Yes. Is your player a Laker?
No. Is your player
Okay.
is
I
your
was close to
player
Powell. I knew I was close to Powell.
is your player a Clipper?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Okay.
Your player is a Clipper, and he's above 6'5". He can't pass. He can't defend.
He's right there, Isaac. He's right there.
Is your player D'Angelo Russell?
No, it's my turn. Jay. You gotta go take turns. Marcus Morris isn't there anymore. Oh, I'm drawing blanks. Is your player PJ Tucker?
It is not.
Oh my God.
Is your player D'Angelo Russell?
He's not. Is your player Ivica Zubats?
It is.
Let's go!
Damn.
No one's beating me in this game.
Who's yours?
Rui Hachimura.
Okay. Yeah, I for sure. For a while, I was like, "We're both gonna have Zubats. This is crazy."
That'd be hilarious.
That would have been the funniest shit ever, bro.
Okay, next thing we're gonna do. we're gonna keep it unserious. I'm gonna name an NBA player combined with another NBA player's skill, and you guys gotta tell me which player would be better. So we're mashing up players.
Fictional goofiness. This is our specialty. This is our
Precisely.
specialty.
Yeah, look at this picture. LeBron
What?
looks just like Eric Bledsoe there. That's crazy.
Is that LeBron or Thanos? Good God. Fate of the
That's
world
Dave
is in
Bautista.
his hand. That's David Batista. I just imagine that shit.
You love WWE.
Yes, dude. I was a
Get the reference off, you
WWE
get it.
kid.
I was thinking Drax. I forget he's in WWE.
Bro. That's where he's most famous from WWE. It's hilarious.
I know. I just never got into it. So I'm just like the guy from the Marvel movies. All right. So real simple. Which NBA player would be better? DeMar DeRozan with John Morant's bounce, or Jalen Brunson with Michael Porter Jr.'s height?
Jalen Brunson with
This is
MPJ height is literally just like KD, and that's John and DeMar DeRozan's prime DeMar DeRozan.
That is
Like
that
maybe
is true.
MJ.
Yeah. No, it really is Jalen Brunson. Like he's right, at least like right now. You have the all-star that can grow 7 inches, or just somebody who could jump high. Yeah, I'm taking Jalen Brunson.
No. Hayward in MPJ's frame, that's like, yeah, KD is like putting it lightly. Like it's just KD if you were like also crafty as hell and also just like strong as shit for your height.
If you gave Jalen Brunson MPJ's height, you are building the player that everybody thought MPJ was going to be coming out before his back surgeries. So we're just witnessing like tapped potential.
Yeah,
You're
this
just
is the
building
greatest
what Bol Bol
scorer.
should be.
Yeah.
This is the greatest scorer of all time. What are we talking about right now?
It's Bol Bol if he enjoyed the sport.
Damn, Bol if he wasn't obsessed with fashion.
Yeah, if he didn't want to be Ken Carson. All right, next up. PJ Tucker with Zion's athleticism, or Thanasis with, oh, you wrote that down wrong. Or Thanasis with Jokic's passing.
The Thanasis with Jokic's passing will actually make him a really productive NBA player.
Would it?
Yeah, that
I
might just
guess
make him
so.
Boris Diaw. Who is Zion
This
with
is tough.
PJ Tucker?
This is tough. I think it's probably Thanasis, which is nasty to say.
What?
Thanasis is probably, if you gave him the best passer in the league's passing, he's at least useful for something. PJ Tucker just be running around. Like, he just be able
But
to
if he
run.
ran around brolic as shit, knocking people over, he'd be defending his ass off.
Yeah, he's a difference. He'll be more effective. But to be
He'd be
honest,
chase down blocking people.
yeah, that's true. But then
He'd just be
Thanasis
Dennis
is going to be the
Rodman.
answer, bro. He would be Dennis. That's the right answer
That's
right there.
That's
Oh my
a good
god.
point. You changed my mind. You changed my mind.
Let's
I'll
go.
take
No.
PJ Tucker for the win.
I'll take PJ.
No, you got swindled. It's Jokic passing.
On to the Kumpo brothers win enough. PJ Tucker for the win. Next up, Chet Holmgren with Steven Adams strength, or Jaylen Brown with Kyrie handles.
It's Chet Holmgren. It's Chet Holmgren. Steven Adams is on record being like the strongest guy in the NBA. If you gave the 7'4" guy, strongest guy in the NBA vibes, and he could shoot and he could dribble and do all this stuff that he does, he's him. Like that's Joel Embiid. You know what I'm saying? Like
He'd just be Kratos. He'd just be the God
Exactly.
of War on the court.
That's what that is.
No, yeah, there's no way to. You can't guard that. You can't defend that. It's done for. You try to run into a screen by him, but Chet, you're gonna break your neck.
Counterpoint. Jalen with an elite handle might just be T-Mac.
And
That
I'm
is
telling you,
but-
Chet, with his skill set, being able to be the strongest player in the NBA, probably better. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chet will be top 10.
No,
Chet will be a top 10 NBA
disrespect
player,
to
bro.
T-Mac.
White Wilt.
No disrespect to T-Mac, but
Yeah.
Nah,
Even with Donovan, Kyrie Irving's handles, he wouldn't be better than Donovan Mitchell. So it's like, what are we talking about here?
Whoa.
word?
Yeah, he wouldn't be.
Tough. All right.
Nah, I disagree.
We're going with
I disagree.
Caucasian Will
That-
Chamberlain.
That's actually a crazy statement. Jalen with Kyrie handles is better than Donovan Mitchell.
He'd be insane.
Uh,
But I see why you say that. Maybe it wouldn't be as obvious as we're acting.
He'd have the whole other side of the floor to operate with. Like he'll be able to
Twice
go
the
left.
player?
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm
so
saying.
does he just look like Anthony Edwards then? Is that what you're telling me?
Mate?
I don't know. I think he might look at Michael Jordan. All right, next up. Sabonis with Gobert's defense or PG with Luka passing?
PG with Luka passing is ridiculous.
It's
But
crazy.
Gobert's defense is also like, that's game changing for Sabonis' game.
With 19, 12, and 10? Or 19, 12, with 19, 12, and 8 on the offense side like Sabonis has?
He still can't fucking shoot though.
True.
Listen, one of these dudes currently constructed has been labeled the GOAT by the younger generation and has a theme song of his own. So if you give him Luka passing, he goes into like the Avatar state next level of player. Like Paul George probably wins this.
Is Paul George with Luka passing LeBron James?
That might be minus the swag. He doesn't move like that, but that's a good archetype.
Probably though. He's
That's
probably
the
LeBron.
closest thing we'd ever see.
Probably LeBron.
Low key, he would just
Wow.
be Luka Doncic.
Okay, no, that's
Like he would just be Luka.
no, you would not.
With
Yeah,
better
he would not.
defense.
Yeah,
PG's the right answer for sure.
it is. Sabonis, listen, upgrade though. You'd be useful in the playoffs.
Oh my
There
god.
we go. Give me something. All it took was DPOY defense. Shout out Sabonis. Next up, DeAndre Ayton with Jimmy Butler's mindset or Ben Simmons with Mikal Bridges' health?
DeAndre Ayton with Jimmy
is
Butler's
elite.
mindset is literally just David Robinson, bro. That's what it is. Look,
Fucking Patrick Ewing.
facts. One of the greatest bigs ever.
If DeAndre Ayton wanted it better than everybody else, he would conquer the sports. He would be Bill Russell.
He wouldn't let snow stop him from getting to a game.
Oh my goodness. This is crazy because both of these guys would be like top 20 all time. If they had these skills, if Ben Simmons played every game in his life, he was already all NBA, he would be
Nah.
Magic Johnson. Like that's
I don't
that's
think
who
you
he would
understand. Jimmy Butler has unlimited dog. If DeAndre
Yeah.
Ayton had a little bit of dog, he would be an all-star.
Yeah,
That's
nah.
true. He
Plus,
would have made it out
Ben
the ice
Simmons-
storm just to play in a regular season game. He would have done it.
Facts. He would have called a helicopter on top of his fucking household, bro. He would have made it to the game no matter what.
If we had this version of Ayton, they'd have to implement rules like they did Kareem in college back in the day where you can't dunk.
That
So
would-
facts.
That would be
They would have to change the
another
game
form of
for this
racism,
dude.
by the way.
28 and 15 in his sleep.
The conversation just changed quickly.
Exactly. Stay woke.
Okay, next one. Desmond Bain with Bol-Bol's wingspan or Kristaps Porzingis with De'Aaron Fox speed?
Listen,
Oh my goodness.
it's Desmond Bain. Desmond Bain has a negative wingspan right now. If you gave him 8 feet of arms, bro.
Imagine him slap boxing.
He'd be unguardable, bro.
He's outside the room, around the corner.
He'd be like those big inflatables they have for the car dealerships.
That's great. I don't even.
Yeah.
Kristaps Porzingis, he wouldn't even know what to do with that kind of speed.
He might just get hurt
Use a
again, bro,
break.
to be honest with you. I wouldn't want him
Exactly.
to have that at all. That'd
He'd
be the
still be
downfall of his career.
He'd still be injury prone. He'd just get injured faster. Like that's really just it. I have to. Give
Desmond
Desmond
Bain might
a
average
nod.
like 6 steals a game
6 steals and 7 blocks. You're damn right about that.
and still average 25, 5, and 5. Easily. Give me Desmond Bain.
Yeah,
we
easy.
respect Desmond Bain over here.
He's a 2K glitch for sure.
It's literally a glitch.
He's one of
They
the
got those big old
2K15 park hacks. Like, that's what it is.
So would KP. KP would be insane. He would just be fucking Wemby but faster.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh, these are hilarious. I love this.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that segment. Next thing we're gonna do. Let's play a little guessing game. Well, I think you have some jersey sales for us to guess.
Another guessing game.
Yes.
Another one.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, let's
we
see,
got
let's
some
see, let's see.
jerseys. The NBA a couple weeks ago released their top selling jerseys over the course of the season so far, and I want to see if you guys can guess the top selling jerseys of this season.
Okay, and
So-
it's top 10.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, really, it's top 15, but we'll see how far you guys can go.
Well, let's just do a top 10. We can't fit top 15 into a TikTok.
Okay, we can do 15.
No,
Cool.
do 10.
I meant to say 10. I heard you and I was like, I don't know why I said 15. Brain froze.
He said, bet, no.
Yeah.
Oh, for real? Nah.
Oh,
All right.
man.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready to get
Ready.
some jerseys. Donovan, let's be methodical. Let's get the easy ones out of the way.
Okay.
Is LeBron James on this list?
Yes, he is, but where on this list is he?
Okay,
Oh,
we can't do that.
no,
we can't be doing that. We,
We would be here for 45
So you just wanna
minutes trying
name
to put
them?
them. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta name him.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Yes.
Okay,
LeBron James on this
James.
list.
Easy.
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry's on
Luka.
this list.
Okay.
Luka.
Luka's on this list.
Giannis.
Where's Luka?
Luka.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Number 6.
Okay.
6.
Giannis.
I would have thought Luka would be top 5.
Nah.
Nah,
And I fuck with him.
No, is Victor Wembanyama on this list? Is he here early with that French push?
Yes, he is on this list.
Woo, top
Damn.
I
5?
think it's top 4.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
The
crazy.
European motherfuckers got motion. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Number 2 isn't there. Who's number 2? Is
My
Kevin
brother.
Durant number 2?
Ain't no way.
No.
Ain't no way. Can we get Giannis though?
Yes. Giannis is on this list.
Got you.
Okay, there we go. KD's number 8. Giannis is 5. Who could be
Y'all
number
will
2?
be shocked. Really? This is not that shocking, honestly.
We're gonna be
You know
shocked by
what?
2?
You know
No.
what? I'm gonna take a swing because a lot of the times there's a lot of like weird stuff that's happened. Give me the young people's champ. Give me LaMelo Ball.
Ooh, no. Sadly, you are outside of the top 10. No.
Okay.
2 is not
Okay.
shocking, though. 2 is not shocking. It really
Is
should be a
2
home run.
Oh wait, there's already 3 Europeans in top 6. Is Nikola Jokic up there?
No.
No, he's not moving.
He is not up there, bro.
He's not moving.
Sorry. He's
Is Joel
outside
Embiid.
of the top 10. Sorry.
Joel Embiid, is he 2?
Ooh, no, he is not 2. Sorry,
not top
sir.
10?
You are correct.
Damn.
No, you are incorrect.
Is Anthony Edwards up there?
Sorry, sir. Anthony Edwards is not
Oh
sniffing.
my
this
God,
list.
who is number 2?
You guys are gonna slap the shit out of yourselves after this, bro.
Who am I
trying to
forgetting?
think.
Mostly somebody fucking obvious.
Yeah.
Can I get
You guys
Jason
are-
Tatum?
There we go. Oh, my
the
goodness.
Celtics,
Number 2.
duh,
The
okay.
Celtic push is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
They go to
I got
war
us.
over there, man.
I got us.
Oh, Anthony Davis must be up there. LA connection.
Sadly, AD is not.
Oh my God. Okay, we got 7,
Listen, they
9, and
don't
10.
like him like that. They don't like him like that.
7. Devin Booker?
Yes! You're right about Devin Booker.
Kawhi
2
Leonard.
spots left.
No, sadly, no Kawhi
Paul
Leonard.
George.
No Paul George.
Bro, it is raining hard as shit. Can y'all hear that on the mic?
I
No,
can't
you're
hear
good.
anything.
People on
You're
the pod
okay.
might be hearing this. Okay, we got 2 spots left.
2 spots left. Where are we going?
This is torrential downpour. Jesus.
Let's think about some
I know.
all-stars. Let's think about some
You guys
all-stars.
would be shocked when it comes to.
We're gonna be shocked by the
these
last 2?
Yeah.
Tyrese Halliburton.
No.
Donovan Mitchell.
No.
Jimmy
Fuck.
Butler?
You're in the same range, though. No, not JB.
I'm in the
Tyrese
same range.
Maxey?
Yes. Tyrese
Oh.
Maxey's number 9.
Wow. Good,
Okay, so
good
we're
for
going
Tyrese.
just straight
Good
Marcus.
for Tyrese.
Folks would rather
Jaylen Brown,
rock
I don't know.
No, not Jaylen Brown.
Paul George. Klay Thompson. Draymond Green.
Good guesses. Klay Thompson. Who rocking that this year? No.
I don't know. The Warriors fans move like the mafia. They're crazy. Austin Reeves.
No.
Don't you dare. that would be disgusting.
Damian Lillard.
He is. Yes, there we
Oh,
go.
we
I was
switched
about to say
teams.
he's
Yep.
an all-star. Yeah.
Yep, there we go.
There we go.
at
Top
that.
10.
Ja, De'Aaron. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ja 11 with playing 9 games. He is nuts, bro. The fact that Tyrese sells more than Embiid is crazy, though.
Bro, he was also like really high up there in
In what?
Oh no, my Tyrese isn't on there. Okay, I was thinking Halliburton. Yeah, Maxey
yeah.
being number 9 is crazy.
Over Embiid is nuts, but I guess a rising star, folks are like, oh my God, this dude is amazing, I guess.
Yeah, the youth fucks with him, and he's American. You know that he gets a boost for that.
Joel
There's a
Embiid is
reason-
American,
there's a-
too. He's playing for Team USA. You forget?
Oh yeah, all right, whatever. All right, next thing we're gonna do, our tier list. Let's talk about basketball. Let's get a little more serious. You know,
Okay.
this time we're gonna put the best NBA scores into a tier list. Not the best, but an assortment of NBA scores of a variety of levels. We're gonna put into a tier list.
Okay, let's do
I'm
it.
very curious to see. I feel like this is going to be a very divisive tier list This is gonna come down to bag versus no bag, and you guys are gonna be on the wrong side of is he a good
bag
scorer?
versus no bag.
Because y'all don't respect
What?
bags. You guys aren't bag
God.
people. You're not.
I'm a
No,
bag
I respect
fiend.
bags. I just respect bagless players too that can put that ball in the bucket in the ugliest ways possible.
You don't respect bags. We've had multiple conversations. I know you.
I'm
know
an
you.
equal opportunity bucket respecter, ugly or pretty.
Oh my goodness.
Put it that way.
I don't believe you.
So let's put these NBA scores into a tier list. First off, Joel Embiid.
S tier.
S tier.
This dude
S
just
tier.
put up the greatest scoring season we've ever seen. He's unhealthy now, but still, what he did cemented in history.
Yep. RP to the meniscus.
RIP the 76ers hopes and dreams. Next up, Jalen Brunson.
Probably A
I want
tier.
to put him. Yeah, I might want to put him in A because there's his game. His offensive game is literally scoreless or seamless. There's no way you can stop him. You can't stop him from getting to the rim because he's gonna put his chest into you, force his way, and he's gonna dance on you. Step back, he can hit you with everything, bro.
Exactly.
It's honestly crazy how good he is as an isolation scorer with that height and with that athleticism. The way he can get it done with pure craft is incredible.
Exactly. The only way you can stop him is if LeBron decides to turn back the clock and go try hard mode on him in the last. That's the only way.
All right, next up, Luka Doncic.
S tier. He
Another
scored
S.
73 in the game. Like, you got it. You're fine.
And he had 8 assists. He's just a god. S tier.
Yeah, no, there's no way you can stop that.
Anthony Edwards.
Is he on the same level as Jalen Brunson?
Definitely.
I would say yeah, because he's just hard to stop. But he's overrated as a mid-range shooter. He's one of the worst mid-range shooters in the entire NBA. So
Yeah.
And
he's
that
a little-
shows. So
ahead.
it's hard, but
he's
he
less
should be
efficient
there.
than Jalen this year. He's still a solid 27 point per game scorer. He's as the lone good scorer on ball on that offense, having to play around two bigs. You know, the spacing's better because Cat's a good shooter, but it's still a very clunky offense. He'd be better if he had better spacing.
Wait, has he ever scored 27 in a
He's
season?
averaging 26 right now, I think, right?
25.9.
Okay. My bad.
I was like, damn, 27. I'm like, whoa, I guess
Did I
I'm
say
off.
27?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. I was like, whoa.
I meant to say 26.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a 26 point per game scorer still. Less efficient, but not the best situation. I think I'm cool with him being A.
All right.
As a scorer, sure. If we're talking about offensive player, slightly different conversation, but that's fine.
Next up, Jamal Murray.
Ooh.
It depends on what time of the month it is, bro.
And how good of a team you're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's in May, June, maybe
He's
even
S tier.
April,
He's S
S.
tier.
But regular season, he's like a B.
Yeah, you're playing the Pistons on a random February day. B. You're playing an above 500 team. S plus. He becomes a god.
Yeah, playing.
I gotta put
he's
him
playing
in
the
B,
team.
Yeah, we can go B, I
yeah,
guess.
that's fair.
B, but we
Yeah.
know he has a ceiling of A when the playoffs come around.
He could consistently be A if he really wanted to, but I understand it. He's chilling.
Karl Anthony Towns.
C. C
I was
seems
thinking B.
fair.
I mean,
As
was
a
thinking
straight score, like if we're just talking about getting like points and like just putting the ball in the basket, he should be in B, right?
yeah. He's a
But he's
very
not during
rare-
the playoffs, though.
Yeah,
That's-
but even
that's
then.
true. Listen,
He has a very rare combination of shooting, ability to put the ball on the ground, and finish the rim with that size. He's got to be B.
but I will
Just
say though,
because-
out of everybody here, he does have the lowest floor as a scorer.
Yeah.
And so, like, maybe we probably should put him in C just because of that. Because even whenever Jamal Murray is playing against, like you said, the Pistons on a random Tuesday, he's still going to be okay. But we've seen Cat put up some tour date type numbers.
But the floor is why he's B. If he was always at the ceiling or otherwise, he'd be, the ceiling is like 60 points. So, like, I think that's why he's B, not A.
Ceiling
clear-
is 60 points, but he's getting benched against the Hornets as girls for
Exactly.
taking the most ill-advised shots. I think it's C because of those reasons, but I'm not mad at B at all.
Yeah,
I feel like
if-
we get crucified if we put Cat in C.
I mean, if we're looking at the basketball reference page, yeah, he should be in B. But like, I feel like sometimes whenever you watch the games, it just feels a little bit different.
Yeah,
We're gonna
granted,
get
now he's playing
crucified.
power forward now. He's best scoring as a center when he can sprint past all those slow-footed centers. Remember last year he dropped 60 on Jacopoto's slow ass? So
I forgot about that.
he was
Jacopoto.
dusting Jacopoto off the dribble every play. It was crazy. Yeah, he's
All
gotta
right,
be beat.
give him B. Give him B.
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
Listen, I'll criticize the fuck out of Cat, but if we're just doing scoring tier lists, gotta give it to him.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Klay Thompson.
Man, it really,
my God!
I don't want to do it. It feels like I'm kicking somebody whenever they're down. But right now, hey man, Klay
He's
has
a
to
D.
be in D. He has to be in D.
He's
Yeah.
a D.
And I don't want to do it because again, like it's gotten to the point where now I feel bad for him. But because I feel bad for him because of how bad he's playing, we have to put him in D.
Yeah, not much else needs to be said.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
no, he's
Sorry,
a D,
Clay.
man. He's getting benched for
21 gun
GTA
salute.
characters. It's unexplainable.
Nikola Jokic.
S tier. S tier.
S
You got
tier,
it.
interesting.
You got it.
Yeah, he doesn't even try for real, and he's an S tier. The footwork is
rolls out of
insane.
bed. Exactly. He rolls out of bed and drops 25 in his sleep. It doesn't matter if you have AD, Gobert, Embiid, like all the best centers who are supposed to be lockdown artists, they're getting 30, and he's gonna do it
Yeah.
in the most nonchalant way possible. Like
Fact.
his
Yeah.
bag, his non-bag is the deepest we've ever seen.
Yeah, he averaged 30 last year in the playoffs against Anthony Davis, the best big man defender in the world. The Suns dared him to be a scorer and didn't let anybody else get open. He dropped 40 on them in the playoffs. He clearly has an S tier ceiling.
The second that you let him within 5 feet of the basket, you're done. There's no stopping him. The best thing that you have to do is probably tase him, but that's not allowed in the arena, so you're cooked. Yeah.
Listen, if assault's on the table, you can lock him up. I'll say that.
Opposing teams, let me know.
Doc Rivers is in the final game in the finals. He's gonna write on the whiteboard battery. The NASA's just gonna get ready.
Facts.
Take one for the team.
That's good.
Next up, Zach LaVine.
Dang.
We got to put him in C because there's nights.
He's been hurt this year.
I know, but there's nights where Zach LaVine is like, oh my God, this guy is crazy. And then there's other guys where you're like, yo, this guy's crazy. Why is he shooting this? His inconsistency makes him at C with the potential of being in B tier.
But see, it's hard because last year he had a slow start, but still ended up averaging 24 points per game with 60% true shooting. That's at least B. But this year, he's actively protesting, wanting to get traded all year, quiet quitting on his job. So I don't know how to parse that.
I think middleman, I think C is definitely fair for this season because he has been hurt, hasn't been himself, whole lot of trade rumors going on. C is fair.
Okay,
He
we'll go
has that
C
potential
until
to
he
be
gets on a team he wants to play for and starts trying again.
Yes.
Yeah, he should
agree.
definitely be B tier though.
Yeah. As soon as he likes his job, back up to B.
Yeah.
Next up, Kawhi Leonard.
Ooh, this is hard. This is hard.
It really is because I want to put him in S.
Yeah,
I do.
The thing is, he's not going to put up like generational numbers in terms of like counting stats, but in terms of his efficiency and getting that shit done, he probably deserves to be an S. But I feel more what
He's not going to put up those crazy numbers until the playoffs come around and he really tries, and then he's going to hang 35 on you every night.
Yeah, like normal me is like A, but then I have flashbacks to 2019. This motherfucker's S, and also this season he's S.
He's been crazy this year, bro.
Brother,
His efficiency is
2019 was
nuts.
5 years ago.
Facts. That's like 3 knee surgeries ago.
That's crazy. Like it's a different
Okay,
time.
scratch 2019. Did you see what he did last year in those 2 games versus Phoenix? Different, man.
I did. Yeah. See, better flashback. Better. I'll put him in A though. With the SC, it's the same thing as Zach LaVine, where we know that he like has this upper ceiling that he can reach, but a majority of the time, because he's not going to score, 2 of the guys in S tier scored 70. Kawhi's not doing that, so I'll just put him in A.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, the volume isn't quite there until the playoffs come, but then again, Jokic is kind of the same thing.
I mean, Jokic is out here scoring 52. Like you're just not gonna get that from Kawhi all the time. He's gonna give you the most robotic, efficient 32 points per game you've ever seen in your life.
The most robotic
That's true.
efficient.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair. All right, well, that's the end of our tier list. Are we feeling good about this?
Yeah.
I feel good about this. I
Have
think
we
this
done
might
it?
be one of the best tier
Have we
lists you've
done
done.
it again?
Again.
Perfection. We never make mistakes. We are perfect at all times.
How do we
Guys are
keep
fucking
doing
liars.
this, man? How do we keep doing this? I don't understand. We're too good. We're too good.
No! What the hell? Liar. We did it for the first time.
Facts. All right, next thing we're going to do, let's stay on the topic of Kawhi Leonard. Let's talk about the Clippers some more. Specifically, let's talk about the Clippers versus some other teams and talk about who would win in the playoff series. Because they're the hottest team in the NBA right now. Let's take a gauge of how hot we think they are and how much faith we have in them come playoff time.
All right. Let's do it.
Real simple. I'm gonna name I'm gonna name 2 NBA teams. You let me know which one you would think would win in the playoff series. First off, the Clippers versus the Timberwolves.
Oh, man. This is a Timberwolves nightmare, bro. I'm going with the Clippers.
I'm easily going with the Clippers. This might be a 5-game series.
The best wing.
5 games.
Listen, JD McDaniels,
5
you're gonna do a
games.
great job against Kawhi. After that, their best wing defender is Kyle Anderson, who is the worst offensive player on their team. They are cooked if they get this matchup.
Bro, hey, Kyle Anderson or Jaden McDaniels doing a good job on Kawhi. Looks like 30 points on 60% field goals.
Facts.
Great job, bro.
No. You have 2 bigs to attack in space with James Harden led pick and roll. So much perimeter talent. I don't see how the Timberwolves can do it.
I don't think they can do it either. This is going to be a short series, and then once again, we're going to have the Timberwolves in the offseason talking about, we pushed these guys to 5. That was a massive accomplishment. Get out of here.
You guys talking about Kawhi, PG, and Harden. Fuck all that. Terrence Mann, this is your time to shine. Expose him.
You're going to go PTSD. All right, next up, the Denver Nuggets.
Ooh.
Listen,
This might be the
This is
Western
a matchup
Conference
everybody's waiting
Finals.
for.
this is going to be, obviously, assuming standings, but this is going to be the Western Conference Finals.
Probably.
And I think I'm going to take the Denver Nuggets.
I feel like, you got to lean them for now. It's hard as hell.
Pause. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy we realized that.
It's crazy, but I look at one side, and one side has a 2-time MVP, 7-foot, just potato strong guy.
Potato strong.
In the
He
Nikola
was
Jokic.
farmer strength.
And the other side has Zubac. And that's going to be the difference. So I'm going to take the
but
Nuggets.
at the same time, that side that has Zubac also has a cyborg 2-time Finals MVP in Kawhi Leonard. So
We got Aaron Gordon. That's not you can one of
That's
the better
not
players to
nothing.
defend
That's
Kawhi.
not nothing. Yeah, that's not nothing.
I'm definitely.
KCP's a good defender. Jamal Murray can lock in when needed. I like the Nuggets' ability to stop the Clippers' strength more than I do vice versa.
Exactly.
What?
Exactly.
Daniel Tice doesn't move you? They ain't make that move for no reason.
Daniel Tyson have a bruised sternum after a game and a half.
All right, what about Plum Dog Millionaire? What about him? He don't move you? They got bodies to prepare.
Let's
They
be
should have
real.
kept Isaiah Hartenstein. They let him go for no reason.
That is insane fumble.
Hartenstein.
But yeah,
It's my guy.
Yep.
But listen,
going
it's
Nuggets.
it's a 7-game series, but the Nuggets are winning.
Yeah. All right, next up, the OKC Thunder.
OKC. Oh, OKC's losing this series for sure. Sorry, man. This is
This one's
seasoned,
tough.
savvy veteranship that you're facing right now.
If Josh Giddey is still on the team, give me the Clippers. If they make a move and Josh Giddey isn't starting, I think the Thunder have a real chance.
I agree. But as currently constructed, that man is still on the roster. So I'm going to go
He's
with the
there.
Clippers. I'm going to go with the Clippers.
Listen, the trade deadline's tomorrow. He might not be there. I hope not. We'll see.
Josh Giddey on, Josh Giddey off. It don't matter. Kawhi Leonard is annihilating you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's been a fantastic season though, OKC.
That's so patronizing.
I know. Good game, y'all. All right, next up, the Boston Celtics.
Ooh.
Ooh, this is hard. This is
tough.
hard. I have been going back and forth in my mind for about 3 weeks now because we talked about it. I'm this close to jumping off the Celtics bandwagon, but I think Boston still gets it done. It's gonna
Fuck
be
it. Jump it off. Be a man. What are you talking about this close?
I
Jump
agree.
off, man. I'll jump off with you.
They're just so talented. Listen, it's gonna be a 7-game series that comes down to a buzzer beater, but like, I just still trust Boston and their top 6 rather than the Clippers' top 6.
I think the 5-out spacing that the Celtics
that.
can have to draw Zubac out, plus the wealth of perimeter defenders they have, is just a little bit more equipped for this matchup than vice versa, where Harden's been playing better defensively, but he's going to have to really lock in. Russell Westbrook going to have to really lock in, and meanwhile, I don't have to worry about Derek White or Drew Holiday locking in defensively.
But you do have to worry about Jason Tatum late game decision making, and also Jaylen
you
Brown's
want to
still
talk
there
about
as
worrying
well.
about playoff games, James Harden and Paul George?
Listen, it's not about James Harden, Paul George. When you have Kawhi, the best player, by a sizable amount in the playoffs, I'm rolling with that.
Jason Tatum's not much worse.
No one's taking Jason Tatum over Kawhi.
He's not Kawhi. You do have to worry about if the 3-point shots are gonna fall. But at the same time, I'd rather worry about that than worry about 3 players in the Clippers rotation with PG, Harden, and Westbrook. So I'll take Boston.
Yeah, and Zubac is getting stretched out with the 5-out spacing. It's gonna be tough.
PJ Tucker, suit up.
Ball,
we need
so
you. Exactly. PJ Tucker,
man.
Terrence Mann, where you at? Norman Powell, where you at?
On the bench.
We need you.
On the bench. That's where they're at.
For Norman Powell to come in and lock up Kristaps Porzingis?
Save us, Norman. Get out of this.
All right, next up, the Milwaukee Bucks.
They're killing them.
Whatever
stopping
size,
Giannis,
whatever team doesn't
Giannis?
have Doc Rivers, bro. That doesn't matter.
Giannis can do whatever he wants because he's going to get whatever he wants regardless, right? It doesn't matter. But everybody else on the team, you're getting cooked. I would take the Clippers. I would take the Clippers in like a hard 5, easy 6 games type of thing.
They're going to start Malik Beasley. Who's Malik Beasley guarding? Who's
Exactly.
Damian Lillard guarding?
That's the question. Who is Dame guarding?
I think they could win a lot of matchups without, even though their defense is lacking. But this specific matchup where they have this many on-ball creators, that's going to be hard for the Bucks to hide that.
Yeah, the only people on the court that Dame and Beasley have a chance of guarding is Ty Lue. They can't stop shit.
Exactly. And I really don't care about the players. One side has Ty Lue as their coach. The other one has Doc Rivers.
Gigantic advantage.
The Bucks could be up 3-1 and up 20 in the fourth quarter, and I would put a mortgage down on the Clippers winning the series.
That's such a nuclear bomb versus coughing baby meme. Like, that's hilarious disparity between coaches. All right, well, that's the end of that. I think we have one more video left before we get out of here. This time, another thing very basketball oriented, naturally, as a basketball show.
Yeah.
I'm going to name an NBA team. You guys tell me who you think has been their best player this year.
Okay.
It can be debatable. A lot of teams, it's real easy to see who's the one option, who's their all-star. But I got 6 teams here where it's not easy at all. So,
Prove it
real
to
simple.
me.
First off, the Sacramento Kings.
You lied. This is easy. Give me De'Aaron Fox all day, every day. He's the all-star. He's the guy.
It's
I
hard
agree
to
with
ignore Sabonis.
This year, De'Aaron Fox.
If you asked me a month and a half ago, I would have said easily Fox. Fox had a really rough January while Sabonis is thriving, putting up as good of numbers as you've ever seen from him. It's getting kind of close, but I'll probably agree Fox just for playoff circumstances. So we know he'll be more valuable.
It's so hard to replace the value that Sabonis brings, and I think you might have an easier chance finding a guard that can do De'Aaron Fox type things. But at the end of the day, De'Aaron Fox is so invaluable, I might lean his way.
Yeah, and you have defensive issues come playoff time with Sabonis that I don't think that De'Aaron Fox really brings any type of big negative in that way.
Facts. He has no barriers.
Exactly.
Let's go Fox. All right, next up, we have the Phoenix Suns.
Ooh, this is a real combo here.
This is extremely hard, but I think I'm gonna go with Kevin Durant only because he played a majority of the games this year with nobody else on his squad. Yeah. And they were, passable or as good as you could think that a roster of Kevin Durant and a bunch of guys could be. So I think I'll give KD the nod for that.
100%. Even if you think Devin Booker passed him up, what KD's managed to do this year with such a variety of players around him, just holding it down for the team no matter what, I think he deserves respect, even in his advanced age.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is a very polite way of saying he's old as fuck.
Yeah, advantage is crazy.
Old as fuck, coming off of the Achilles thing from a couple years ago. You're 100% right.
But I will
think I'm
say,
leaning KD.
I will say though, one more iffy playoff run and KD might just be a regular season merchant.
And that's completely okay. He's still some of our goats in our hearts. But not mine. Not me though.
Not my goat.
Not mine.
Someone.
Nobody here.
All right, next up, the Pelicans.
This is Brandon Ingram.
My goodness.
It should be Zion, but I think it's Brandon Ingram this year.
I think if you're just looking at paper, you could say Brandon Ingram, but I think with the impact that Zion has in terms of just his gravity, people just having to throw multiple bodies at him and the playmaking lanes that he creates, I'm going to lean Zion.
Yeah, I'm going to still go Zion. Zion's defense is very lackluster. That disappoints me more than the lack of shooting. That disappoints me more than the scoring drop-off this year. So I would go Ingram, but he's also not a good defender, and he's not a great defender. He really needs the ball in his hands. I don't think he's as scalable as you'd like him to be as a wing. Brandon Ingram doesn't do enough stuff great for me to give him the nod over Zion, even though Zion doesn't really deserve it.
Damn.
And that right there is exactly why. He just doesn't deserve it. The expectations coming into this year and what I thought that Zion could be capable of, and the fact that, like, if you are looking at him and watching him play for a majority of the year, you feel a little bit disappointed, where it feels like Ingram is kind of at the level that you think he is. Looking at them this season, you're like, okay, I'll take Brandon Ingram. It's fine. Like, listen.
This is Herb Jones' team.
Hey, oh my God.
Okay, good job. Good job.
Listen. The second you tell Coach Willie Green, or the second that Coach Willie Green decides, you know what, I want Zion taking 20 shots a game. Ingram, relax. I think we'll be having different conversations.
Exactly, but that's not the case. That's not the case. So I think for this situation, I think that Brandon Ingram has done a decent job.
Yeah, he's good. I'm very confident, though, that they should trade Brandon Ingram just because I think him and Zion be better separate.
Agreed. Agreed. But he has been
Please
hooping.
do something.
Yeah, I don't know.
That is true.
They're such a weird team. Like, they're good, but I don't think they'll ever be great with this organization, with this like roster construction. But they're so good. Like, what do you do? I don't know.
Brandon Ingram's one of those players where it's like, this player is so fucking good, but like, how good can you be with this player as like your first or second player? It's like,
but he's so good you can't trade him.
I know.
Nah, you should trade.
I think you can.
If you think that Zion is going to be who you think he can be, you trade Brandon Ingram because his ceiling is clearly not as high as what Zion's is.
It's just hard to imagine a Brandon Ingram trade where you get better unless there's like a disgruntled star and the other team really likes Brandon Ingram. So it's hard to find a fit, like a reason to trade him.
More
Brandon Ingram, he screams. Yeah. It seems like he has like DeMar DeRozan syndrome, where it's like this dude's really fucking good. But at the same time, I don't know how good he could be as one of my first or second best players.
Yeah, they'll just trade him for Kawhi Leonard and then they'll win a championship.
Easy money, disgruntled star. There we go. Connecting the dots.
There we go. All right, next up, the Lakers.
It's your guy.
Me to say it, man.
It's your guy. He's finally done it. He's finally put together the season where he has been better than LeBron the entire way through.
Who's my guy?
Anthony Davis.
I was about to say Austin Reeves.
I just want to hear you say it.
Oh my God. Gross.
See, this is why we get into yelling matches, because you do stuff like that. But yeah, AD's been good.
No, I think AD has confidently been better for this regular season. He's been incredible defensively. He's held it down. Been a really strong scoring season. His passing has really improved this year. People aren't talking about it. But if I'm playing a playoff series, I'm still going to rather have LeBron James, I think. I think he can still notch it up when needed.
That's fine. The regular season, like you said, AD got it. So if we're just saying who's been better this year, Anthony Davis is the guy.
True.
Yeah. As soon as April hits,
credit to Anthony Davis. Look what a world we're living in.
Everyone, crayon eaters, please record this shit immediately because we're never getting this type of Anthony Davis positivity again.
Y'all think I just talk to talk? Listen, I don't. I mean what I say.
If you're still here, comment Donovan is a secret Anthony Davis munch. Let me see it in the comments.
Come on now. This is why.
What universe are we in right now?
Come on, man.
Things are so upside down. I comment that a bunch of times because he's not going to like it and it's going to be funny.
I just want to look at it.
And feel free to tweet it at him too, so he has to see it. Spam his Twitter up at dsmooth3d.
I'm deleting
right?
Twitter. Deleting Twitter this week. I'll see y'all next week.
Instagram. Go spam his Instagram comments. It's
Fuck it. I'll give y'all his address.
Y'all want his phone number? I got you.
Show up to his workplace.
All right. Next team, the Miami Heat.
Damn.
This is the same situation as the Lakers, where come playoff time, we know who we trust more. But this regular season, it's been Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler has gone really shameless with his just coasting in the regular season, to the point where I'm like, bro, is this good for your team, really? But he reminds me in April. He reminds me in May, whenever he's in the Eastern Conference Finals or Finals. Like, yeah, it's still his team. But for now,
he better show up.
He always will. He always will.
I understand he's not going to have the energy to be playoff Jimmy unless he takes it easy in the regular season. But there's a lot of pressure now. You better be playoff Jimmy again, or else we're going to look back and see a whole season of you not trying, and it's going to look awful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's not getting any younger. I don't know how many more Buck series he has left in him.
How old is Jimmy?
He's 34. Jimmy Butler is 34 years old. Damn. What you mean? You act like that's Gramp stage.
No, but like that's like a couple months younger than Kevin Durant, and Isaac was ready to put KD in a home. Like I didn't think that Jimmy Butler was that old.
Well, I think KD's pushing 36, isn't he?
Yeah. I think KD's pushing 36, or he might be 36.
He's 35.
Curry's
Okay,
30, yeah, Curry's 36. I think KD's 35, and then JB's 35.
yeah, KD doesn't turn 36 until September.
That's crazy.
Steph Curry turns 36 in March. That's what I was thinking of.
Wow.
Okay, so next one.
My goats are getting old.
Facts, bro. We're cooked. Last one, the Chicago Bulls.
Wow, new best player in the team alert. This is Kobe White's team, and I would have never thought in a million years I would say this shit. Oh my God.
Listen, DeMar DeRozan, maybe he's still been better overall. He's averaging like 22 points per game doing DeMar DeRozan stuff. But fuck that. Kobe White is so much more Kobe White is so much more exciting, so much more oomph to his game. I don't know why anybody would want to pick DeMar when you have somebody as exciting as Kobe White.
Exactly. Since December, when Kobe White really turned it on, he's doing the same thing that DeMar DeRozan is, and he's just fantastic. He's carrying this team. He had almost, what did he have, like 7 or 8 threes the other night. He is dominating right now.
Yep.
He's the
his
guy.
shooting's gotten better, all 3 levels. His passing's gotten better. His defense has gotten better. He's going to be in the running for most improved player.
Damn. Now, if
Shout
we're
out
talking
Kobe
about
White.
who'll be better in a game of King on the Court, 21, any form of 1v1 basketball, DeMar DeRozan might be the best in the league.
If you got
still
2
at that.
dribbles, I'm picking DeMar DeRozan. If I am playing in a real life world, I'm picking Kobe White.
Sadly, we play in the NBA has regulation basketball. It's Kobe.
Could you imagine the NBA had 2 dribbles?
Oh my goodness, we need that.
Yeah, DeMar would have a Hall of Fame career.
Jokic would be cooked.
I don't know. He might just post up, just catch it, and just never dribble and just fucking throw dimes.
I agree.
He might be the best player in the world easily still.
Still, no matter what.
With 2 dribbles.
There you go.
Adjuster.
That's the end of the episode.
Cooked, no bag.
Oh, Giannis is cooked as shit. Giannis is fucking fried.
That's why
He's
you need a
running
bag.
Duck Man now. He's JaVale McGee now.
Oh my gosh.
If y'all are still here, comment. Donovan is a secret AD munch. And y'all, check us out on all socials. Check out the newest episode of the Isaac Gutierrez Show. Check out the new merch. Any other shout outs? Check out Mo's videos. Check out, we're going to be live in Indiana next week for All-Star Weekend. I said that at the top of the show. Make sure you RSVP if you're going to be in Indy, if you live there, if you can commute in, anything like that. And yeah, man. Any closing thoughts?
Check us out on HBO Max if you want to watch this episode again.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. See y'all when I see y'all.